Okay, so wait, which one of y'all seeing me from? I'm confused. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I am your humble host, Dave Smith, and this is Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. Now, I can't tell which video feed y'all are looking at me from because I got two going on at once right now. All right, let me cover that one up. Are y'all looking at which one am I? Oh, I'm talking through this one. Oh shit. Hold on 1 second. All right, bet. Is there any crazy feedback or anything?
No.
All right, I muted it. All right, for sure. Now I just got it. Okay, so now y'all can see me from my phone. We Gucci?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, bet. I'm gonna try to. Damn, how am I gonna set that? I'm gonna set that bitch like right there. You feel it, Damien? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Brother 20 finale recap / rant. I got the panel with me. We had some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of Google Hangout BS. But this is the 30th rant. I can't believe we got to 30 rants this season. That's crazy on the low. But this has been postponed for long enough. I know Brandon and Raven have some hot takes, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And I do not want to deprive them of their hot takes. I mean, I wasted 20 minutes of their hot takes. Their hot takes were starting to burn away. You feel me? But we got to keep them nice and hot, baby. Nice, hot, and ready. Special shout outs to the Mighty Mods for being here tonight. I truly appreciate y'all. And special shout outs to all the people that might be coming through for the first time tonight. It is finale night. I expect to see some new people. But what would you guys like to discuss first, though?
Only thing that I would like to say is, Bailey, I don't need your jury vote.
Yeah, he dug his grave with that shit. Talk that shit, B. He dug his grave with that shit.
I knew she was not gonna vote for him because you could just read her face.
Oh yeah.
During the whole Scotty's face, you could read during the whole segment. I was like, he lost both of their votes.
Yeah, and that's why I said this last year on the podcast about Paul. It's important that you make sure that the people you put on the jury not only respect you, but you put them on the jury in a specific order. Who all voted for Casey? Bailey, Rockstar, Scotty, Bessie. Who was the first person to hang around level 6? Haley. So who was the easiest to sway? Haley, who literally goes with the fucking wind when it comes to her freaking And then you have fucking Sam. You have fucking Sam, who usually does whatever she wants, and she shows tonight that she does whatever she wants. So why the fuck would you fuck her over 2 weeks before so she has enough time to be brainwashed in jury by a fine-ass man like Bessie who literally looks like Channing Tatum?
And she has a bond with him.
Exactly. Scotty, who she sees as like her little brother, who Scotty has clearly been hurt by Tyler since the battle back. And then Bailey, who she's been obsessed with, and Rockstar, who she even regretted voting out. Level 6 will go down as the most overrated alliance in history. They're only there because of a stupid-ass twist, the same way John and Netta were only in the final 2 or final 3 in Big Brother Canada 2 because of the Canada twist. I don't want to hear any shit about Tyler being fucking Derek or Tyler being Dan Giesling. No, Tyler is literally Paul, but with the Frank hairdo.
And speaking of...
I will see y'all on Big Brother 21 when we have Tyler passing out his fucking stupid ass final 2s to everyone the first day.
Did y'all see how salty that motherfucker looked after Swaggy proposed? Let me get on that nigga shit early. Let me get on there early, man. Yeah, we got to. I got to hear y'all takes on this.
I told you months ago that I heard him say he thinks he's in love with Bailey, and you're like, no, y'all are over exaggerating that. I'm like, no, because he talks about her all the time.
He does.
All the time.
He does. He really does. And see, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, first off, Swaggy.
I think that's what he was crying about. I don't think that it was about him winning AFP. I think he was crying about Bailey being engaged.
And he wasn't even crying then. Another fake tear. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is one of the most heartless motherfuckers I've ever seen. Even when he's supposed to cry on cue, he can't. He's too dry up there. You know what I mean? And see, here's my thing, man. Here's my thing, okay? You go out of your way to fuck her over in the game. I'm talking about Bailey. You go out of your way to fuck over Swaggy. And then they upstage what is supposed to be your rigged moment of the season, where you and your pregame alliance come together and kumbaya and let's be real, Casey pulled a Josh. All of us thought it was stupid in the moment, but then she ended up winning anyway, and we're like, fuck it.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think Tyler pulled a fucking Cody weeks ago by not getting rid of Casey. Because, okay, I know we say Josh is one of the dumbest players ever because he took Paul and just lucked out of a win. And then we say Cody Calipari was one of the dumbest players ever because he took Derek, the mastermind, over literally a piece of furniture. But I think Tyler is dumber than all of those people for one reason. He had not only so many advantages throughout the game, but he had an advantage that no one ever in the history of Big Brother has ever had. He had someone from the jury house come back into the game and tell him that Bailey and Rockstar and I
are going to vote as a block.
We're voting as a block. We don't like you. We don't like Angela. We don't like Brett, but we do like Casey. And this idiot backdoors Brett, gets Casey to get rid of Angela, and then not only that, he keeps JC over Sam, what?
Yeah, and going back to that same week when Scotty came back, I would have been like, okay, well, Scotty's staying because I would fill the jury up with my alliance. So that I would at least.
That's what I've been saying. And that's what Scotty even said on the show on that episode before he got evicted. I even said, if I have these little people that are literally obsessed with me and have no mind of their own, aka the entire alliance of level 6, except for maybe Brett, I'm putting them all in the jury and I'm keeping Scotty because none of them are going to vote for Scotty, or I'm going to bring Haley with me because no way in hell is Sam going to vote for Haley.
That's true too.
Oh, these people.
And see, to get back around to the proposal thing of it all, I think it's hilarious because you could tell that CBS and Julie was in a rush this whole finale. You know, you would think with an hour and a half of time, they would be able to fit everything in, but it felt like they were rushed the whole time. So that makes me think maybe they wanted 2 hours and Survivor cut into their half. Who knows? But
I heard it was supposed to be 2 hours.
Yeah, I think Survivor cut into their half then, because that Survivor episode, when you break down that Survivor, and this has nothing to do with Survivor, this episode, but at the end of the day, it feels like they could have cut that episode into 60 minutes, that 90-minute episode of Survivor. I mean, if you were just gonna have a medevac, put that in 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need time to get to know a guy that's gonna be gone in a while, but that's what they do for people that they want to give credit to. But in Big Brother's case, first off, I want to give Swaggy C props here. First off, it's good for young black kids to see a black man step up like that when he has a black queen in his presence. That's good to see for anybody, but specifically for black people, that was great to see. Now, do I think CBS put him up to it? No. I think Swaggy had his mind made up. And see, people were joking like, oh, Swaggy got a condom in his sweats. Oh, shit, he trying to crack that tonight. And I said, man, that looked like some Carmex to me. You feel me? I had your back, Swaggy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to throw you under the bus for just being this dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I appreciate everything he did tonight because number one, it took the attention away from Lifeguard Jesus. It took the attention away from KC. And those two people were the two biggest Swaggy haters. So I thought that was just great for him to upstage them, like just by doing that move.
I think it actually brought more attention to Lifeguard Jesus because the entire time I wanted to see his face and I was waiting for my face crack.
Hey, he was salty, man. I had to upload a video to Twitter. I think that's what fucked up low-key this starting on time. My ass trying to upload all of these videos to Twitter, and it probably slowed down the bandwidth or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was hilarious to see, because Tyler had this look on his face like, I have to smile. I have to act happy for them too. But I'm with a girl I don't want, so I can't act mad. So it was like he was caught up in this limbo. And then that was all before realizing you lost the fucking game. Yeah. So did any of y'all catch the whole Tyler line when he wins AFP and he says, I thought America hates me? I'm like, what, motherfucker? Did you really just say that?
He knew America didn't hate him.
I don't know. I kind of do think he probably thought America hated him because let's be honest, if I'm a fan like Tyler is and I'm in the level 6 alliance, I would be sitting here thinking, okay, this is the first season since Big Brother 6. It's actually a genuine split house with power literally going back and forth. You have fucking Fessie's dumbass literally pulling a Howie. I would be thinking we're the friendship. They hate us because they are the friendship.
Well, the BB fandom, the real BB fandom, the majority of us do hate level 6.
Oh yeah.
So I would strongly suggest he not get on Twitter for a while.
Right.
He better stick to Reddit.
I haven't talked to you guys that much about this season, so I don't know y'all's like flat out like opinions, except for like Dave's little opinions about voting for Swaggy for AFP. Boy, bye. I wasn't voting. Sorry, no, I
didn't vote at all.
I voted for Haley.
I voted for Bailey.
I didn't vote at all.
I voted for Haley. But my question is, okay, I don't know what it is about Tyler. Because I loved him whenever I drafted him. Oh yeah, I won the draft.
Before he plummeted into the abyss of racistness. No, let me stop.
Him, JC, and fucking Winston and Hayden Moss, who still has not shown up for the damn season. Anyways, I don't know why, but there is something about Tyler that just has always bothered me. And I've been sitting here and I've been like thinking about it. I'm like, what is it that bothers me about this kid? Because I don't think that he's like genuinely like a mean person, like in real life. It's just something about him in the game. And he probably, like what I'm thinking, he probably does carry in real life. That is just so frustrating and makes me so sick of seeing his face. So what I'm trying to figure out is it Tyler that we don't like, or is it production freaking shoving him down our throat?
Production shoving him down our throats.
Yeah, because I feel like if Tyler, because first off, when the feeds came on, if you would have asked me like beforehand who Tyler would have been working with, I would have thought Tyler was on the Falte side.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have thought Haley and Bailey were on the pretty people side.
Well, they said before feeds came up that Bailey was with level 6.
Yeah, she was. She was with level 6, but she has a previous type of little relationship with Haley, so I think that's why they
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like level 6 is the most overrated alliance ever.
Well, I mean, when you take into account the pregame alliance, of course they're overrated. I mean,
they're overrated in a sense that like Nicole, James, and who's the other kid, Davon and Polly weren't overrated like this.
You're right. But I think that has something to do with the fact that there were returnees within that Nicole and Paulie and Davon group. You know what I mean?
But to Raven's point, this ought to teach production a lesson to stop force feeding players to us and go back to what Shapiro used to do and give everyone an equal edit. Everyone had an equal edit. If you were good, he showed you as good. If you were genuinely bad, then he portrayed you as such.
I agree. And don't freaking Tyler I remember seeing a few like weeks ago that Tyler had like 170 or something diving rooms, like maybe a month and a half ago. And then the next highest was like Haley with like 105 or something.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. I have the diving room count. I'll look up the exact number, but it's ridiculous. Like it was this is how ridiculous it was. Swaggy had more diving rooms than Casey up until 2 weeks ago.
I could believe that. And that's because Casey is the only player who can play that game and win the game at the end because of the fact that she was protected by a pregame alliance. See, I'd argue Godfrey played a similar game pre-jury than she did, but the difference is Godfrey actually had to work and create bonds with people that he didn't already know, which leads to Godfrey having the higher degree of difficulty. And see, that's why when I judge people like Casey's game, when I judge people like Tyler's game, it is based off the curve of you had it easy. And I feel like as the story gets told, as years go by, people are gonna start omitting the fact that they had that pregame alliance year by year, kind of like people omitted the Boogie and Erica thing year by year and just started giving Boogie credit. But when Boogie got to 14 and he didn't have no pregame alliance on his side, you saw what happened to him. He got. So at the end of the day, that's really the biggest problem. It's hard to distinguish and it's hard to rank these winners because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes before these seasons that lead to them winning. And BB21, I'm just as worried as you are that Tyler will be on that season. Now, hopefully now that Swaggy has proposed, hopefully he has guaranteed himself a lock for another season as well.
I said it last week to you that I think it's going to be a Tyler versus Swaggy type season. Kind of like, what was it?
Boston Rob and Russell?
CBS, don't fuck this up. If y'all gonna make a Tyler versus Swaggy, y'all gotta go all in, man. Y'all can't be putting Faisals in the game. And no disrespect to Faisal. But if you want Tyler and Swaggy, because see, my thing is we've already seen Tyler beat Swaggy. So if you're gonna make a Tyler versus Swaggy season, you have to rig it for Swaggy to win. Otherwise, it's the same shit again. So my thing is, big brother, if you're gonna do this and you know that the only way for you to have something that isn't like boring and monotonous and a repeat of the same shit, then you're gonna have to put some people of color in this game that know the game, that know Swaggy strengths and that can bring it out of them.
Or I'll take it even further because, Allison loves showmances. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Tyler Angela versus Bailey Swaggy.
Ooh, okay, that's too many people now, Coach. Like, what we finna have 12 newbies and we gonna just have them two couples in the cut?
They would be the 4 returnees. It'd be just like BB18.
I'm worried about that.
According to
I'm worried.
Hamster Watch, I think. Brett, during his Ross and Marissa interview, confirmed that Haley and Fessy screwed in the jury house.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something crazier than that. I was waiting for another ball to drop. Oh yeah, we saw that coming. I mean, you could tell by the way Scotty was like so thirsty to sit next to her at that round table. You could tell he was like, "Don't taint yourself, Haley." You could tell he was trying to bring her back to his side of the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? Okay. But nah, though, I ain't gonna shit on you, Scotty. But yeah, man, I'm just proud of brother Swaggy. I'm proud of sister Bailey. And I'm actually happy for brother Andrew, who's in Las Vegas right now, because I know shit's finna get cracking. And see, oh yeah, I wanted to close that one thing I brought up about Tyler saying America must hate him, and that's why he didn't think he would win AFP. This is literally 10 minutes after he admitted to the entire house that he won the second power app, meaning America liked him. So my thing is, how you gonna go from admitting that America loved you enough to give you the strongest power in the game, and then 10 minutes later act like I thought America hated me, so I didn't expect to win AFP? It's like, bro, what?
Maybe because last season Paul got the first power app, which was pretty big, and then at the end of the year, Cody ends up getting AFP. And he loses again.
But Paul was a returnee that won it, though. So that's like a different...
No, but we can use BB16 because remember, people voted Frankie on to be on a real Team America. Exactly, and Donnie ended up winning AFP. So,
and I think the reason Tyler said that is because he's aware that America always hates the person that has been in power all season, and he was in power all season. I'll give him credit where it's due. I think Actually, I can't even really give him credit.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to keep it real, Raven.
If we think about this, okay?
Okay.
Think about this here. First off, I'm proud of Swaggy too, but you have to knock people when they deserve it. Swaggy is not out of the game because of Caitlyn. Swaggy is not out of the game because of Haley. Swaggy's out of the game because he was a dumbass like the rest of that house. and trusted Tyler. For whatever reason. Also, Swaggy was a dumbass that decides to go up to Tyler as soon as we have the feeds and says, "Oh, I'm in charge of this side of the house. I'm the head leader of this side of the house." Okay, why do you want people to know you're the head of the snake when they're just going to cut you off? Like, that's like a chaser move. That is a chaser move.
Raven, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you got the baddest girl in Big Brother history, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be full of yourself.
Brother history. Zakia is prettier.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's not lie to ourselves now. And trust me, Z is fine. I'm not coming for her wig now. Oh shit, I dropped my phone. I ain't coming after a wig.
He was not a dumbass who literally nominated someone and then told them about her power, which ended up not only ruining her game, but the rest of her alliance's game, slowly but surely. Also, Z wasn't trying to be friends with the girl that made racist comments about her all season long.
Well, hold up. Z was best friends with Big Mish, who was culturally appropriating black culture the entire season. Zakia went out of her way to be with a white guy on her season, and then later on took his side when another black woman was just trying to look out for her best interest. Then she broke up with the white guy and shitted on the white guy. So she should have listened to her sister in that moment. I think Zakia had a lot of negatives to her game as well. But I mean, if we're strictly talking on who's the most beautiful, I don't think it's close. I think Bailey is. I think she has shown that in the right situation, hands down, she's a better player than Zakia could ever hope to be.
I think they're both equally beautiful and both equally stupid.
Well, I'm just talking from a gameplay perspective. I think Bailey has a higher ceiling. I don't think Zakia has the ceiling Bailey has.
Bailey was still, even after Tyler stabbed her in the back, wanting to be his friend. No. That's what annoyed.
That's what irks.
But didn't Scotty do the same thing? Didn't Faisal do the same thing? I mean,
Scotty didn't get on the block because of Tyler the first time. Tyler had nothing to do with that. Even though CBS and everyone wants to give Tyler credit for getting Bestie to put Scotty on the block, that was all J to the motherfucking C.
But why do y'all think JC wanted Scotty out so bad? Because he was getting close to who? Tyler. So it still comes back to Tyler.
JC wanted Scotty out because Scotty knew JC was the one throwing those hinky votes. That's why.
That, and I'm pretty sure JC wanted Tyler to himself. Because, I mean, you look at all the time Scotty was spending with Tyler. What'd you say?
Scotty was with Haley.
Scotty was drifting from Tyler, and that's why Scotty ended up going home. He was no longer really close with Tyler because he was up Haley's butt. JC did that for Tyler simply because Bestie won HOH, meaning the Hive had HOH for the second week in a row, and JC can't count and wanted to keep the sides even and get out the only person coming. JC made a dumbass mistake too, which overall protected Tyler's game and not his. But I'll give JC the respect for voting for Tyler in the end, because I did not see that coming.
Yeah, when he said quality over quantity, I definitely thought he was giving it to KC there.
I knew he was going to vote for.
He voted the wrong way.
I knew he was going to vote for KC because I knew he was going to vote for Tyler because, as we've all been pointing out, he has had a connection with him this whole time, and on top of that, JC was going to be a bitter juror, so he was going to be bitter towards the person who cut him.
And let's be real, JC was zooted off some shit. I don't know if he was drinking some Everclear. I don't know if this nigga was popping a few Xannies, but he was lit.
I think he was on something too.
Oh,
yeah, he was lit. I mean, the man was bouncing in his chair.
He definitely was. And I was saying how I don't think Tyler really did much this season. Think about this, okay? Mm-hmm. Tyler has to be the luckiest player to ever play the game outside of the Pax Bros from BB Can 4. Tyler is in the final two because of one thing, luck. Okay? If JC was digmatized by Fessy first, which he was, except Fessy was too busy with Haley, so then JC went to go be dickmatized by Tyler. Okay? If JC is dickmatized by Fessy, Tyler's gone a long time ago. JC's not about to sit here and save Tyler's ass. And not only that, you have something that really pissed me off the very first week is Sam's fucking power. He lies to Caitlyn about the power. Where the fuck is the whole you cannot use production as a strategy? I'm pretty sure that's using production as a strategy.
And on top of that, where was the whole you can't reveal your power to anyone else? Because any other season, they wouldn't be able to do that. But this season, they were allowed to tell everybody, which I felt was horrible.
And this season, you could win the game and still win AFP. So, I mean, they created a lot of new rules specifically for him.
I mean, I know we hated Paul, but I kind of think this is worse than Paul because at least Paul had a reason for his advantages. He was a returning player. This guy is the new Jeff.
Ugh.
You know what? It's sad to say, but it's true.
Unless Bailey and Swaggy end up breaking up before they get married, hey, she can pass for Jordan. She's just as dumb. Actually, I'd argue that.
The smoke is coming.
And as far as Casey goes as a winner, I was rooting for Casey to win. But please, people, audience, do not get it twisted, okay? Casey is not a good winner. She is right behind Jordan Lloyd as a winner because literally, let's talk about this here. She is there just like the rest of level 6. They're all there because they had that fucking dumbass hacker competition that I personally loved when Haley got it because Haley's the only person with balls to put fucking lifeguard Jesus on the block. But then once the other side got it, I was fucking pissed. I'm a hypocrite.
Haley of Troy.
Christ. And then you have this fucking hacker comp, which literally Casey wins. She takes herself off the block. This is Haley's HOH, and it's Casey and Angela on the block. Casey takes herself off and puts Rockstar, Haley's #1 ally, on the motherfucking block. And then with Rockstar being on the block, she can now play in veto. Who does Casey choose to play in the veto? Because the hacker got to choose someone. She didn't choose her damn self. She chose fucking Tyler. And then they go play in veto. Keep in mind, if there's no hacker comp, because they did pull names out of the little thingy for who's going to play in veto after the person announced who was going to, like the hacker announced who was going to play veto, Tyler's name was not pulled. Okay? So let's say you have Tyler, without the hacker, Tyler is not playing in veto, and neither is Rockstar because Rockstar's ass isn't on the block. So you have who came in last in OTEV. It was Angela and it was Casey. Those two were out first. And then it was Fessy, Haley, and Rockstar left. Keep in mind, Rockstar was only in it because she was on the block. But if she wasn't on the block, then just choose another random person that doesn't even really matter. You still have Fessy and Haley in the final 2 of that stupid OTEV competition. You don't have a Tyler or a Rockstar in the fucking competition to show Tyler the answer to the veto. And not only that, last time I checked, once you're up there, you have to stay up there. There's no going back and changing your
Right. That's another bullshit. Yep, exactly. Talk that shit, Ray.
Excuse me, what? And that's what blows my mind about these players. Why do they not pay attention to this kind of stuff? Because if it were me and I see Tyler running back down there in the fucking OTEP competition when I know you're not supposed to, as soon as you kneel, you're locked in. He fucking kneeled. I would run down there with him and drown him in that fucking water.
And see, here's my thing. For Rockstar to help Tyler win that veto, I feel like she got to vote for him to win the game. The fact that she didn't vote for him to win the game, maybe she was a little bitter about helping that motherfucker. Because I'm just saying, the only way to get myself to be okay with helping that nigga is for me to vote for him to win. Because then I can go, hey. But if I don't even vote for him to win, then it shows I'm the bitter one.
Fuck that. If I'm Rockstar, I'm not voting for the Golden Boy because I wouldn't be in that situation if it wasn't for production.
Yeah, but see, this is my thing though. Rockstar, Bailey, Now Bailey, she gets a pass because Tyler treated her like trash, and we're gonna get in that. His excuse for treating her like dog shit was completely whack.
He came
But
up with that at the top of his fucking brain. It was
that's why he prefaced everything with "I am so sorry" because he was stalling for what excuse to use. Because let's be.
Can we?
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just like, can we talk about that really quick?
Go ahead, bro.
Because I kind of knew
Casey being the worst winner ever. Because I mean, that'll take some time, as into why. But in that, they're all in the game. They were all in the game because of a fucking twist. Without the twist, Faute would still be in there. And also, without the fucking stupid apps, Caitlyn and Swaggy's dumbasses would probably still be in there too. Level 6 would have been gone, and we would not give 2 fucks about them. Yeah.
But what are you finna say, B? Yeah.
I think I start to see that Tyler was going to lose in the jury when they start answering the jury questions, because Andy, who won BB15, said something. It was like either last year or the year before. I think it was last year when Paul lost. He said, he tweeted something that if you could typically tell who's going to lose, because if the jury is asking you more personal questions than they are about your gameplay, then you've lost the game. And when Bailey asked her question, I was like, okay, he's lost. And then when Sam backed it up with another personal question, I was like, okay, yeah, he's really lost the game. Because that's 2 people. Bailey, even though she is dumb, she does have pool. She was the queen bee of the hive.
Yeah.
And when people take into account how bad Tyler treated her before he started treating them grimy, then they start to connect dots and realize, oh no, that's a behavioral pattern here. That's not you treating individual people differently based off your individual relationships with each person. That's you resorting to the same thing because you don't want to own your game.
And then when he was trying to clean it up, I'm like, it's too late. You should have did that when you were sending, like the day before you were sending her out the door. It's too late now.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy about that is 2 things. Number one, I don't know if y'all saw on feeds yesterday, but Tyler came out of the DR very, very, very like frustrated and upset, and he went
about the Angela thing.
No,
fake shit.
No, not that. He went to Casey and basically said the DR was trying to convince him to take JC to the final 2.
Because they knew he was taking that L.
And they don't want a boring ass Casey as the winner. That's like what they did in BB9 with Sharon. They didn't want Sharon winning.
True.
Absolutely
true.
Insane. And the second thing is, I feel like Tyler, where do you guys think Tyler messed up with his jury management? Because personally, I think that Tyler's jury management is on the Paul level, just like his girlfriend's. At first, I thought that the way he treated Bailey was why.
I think that's where he screwed up.
I think Sam. I think him screwing over Sam was like the icing on the cake, because Sam was, if you like go back and look at the clips,
she's fickle.
Yeah, if you go back and you look at the clips of when Bailey is like crying and upset and whatnot after that house meeting, who are the 2 people running after her and going into the bedroom with her and hugging her?
Sam.
And I want to say it was Rockstar?
I think it was Rockstar.
Yeah. Sam
and both of them voted against them, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So who voted for Tyler then? Was it Haley? It was someone in that group.
It was Haley, Brett, Angela, JC.
Yep.
So Scotty voted for KC. I'm proud of you, Scotty.
Because
I'm proud of you.
Scotty has been saying ever since that whole battle back thing.
But he
felt betrayed by Tyler. Why? Because him and Tyler had like a little duo on day 2, along with Swaggy. They were a threesome, and he thought that they were getting rid of Swaggy because Swaggy turned on them, so they became a twosome. And so when he got back and he asked Tyler, "Are you going to put me up?" Tyler told him no. Then Tyler told him he's just the pawn. And then Tyler blindsided him, and he had to have Brett tell him that he's going home. And that's why Tyler.
And that goodbye message was so condescending. And see, that's my problem with them note card shit. But my fault. Go ahead, B.
No, you're fine. I was going to say, and on top of that, too, we have to not forget about Steve. because a lot of Scotty's venom this season came from the fact that Steve got booted, and who was at the head of that? Tyler.
And Tyler was the one lying to Steve, just like he lied to Scotty when Scotty went home.
Yeah,
exact same way.
Scotty said in his little Julie Chen interview, he said Tyler is a coward. He plays a cowardly game. And he beats around the bush and doesn't tell you what's going to happen because he wants your jury vote at the end and he wants to remain neutral. But really, he is the reason why this is happening in the first
Scotty called you a coward. I mean, that shows you a damn beta male. There's no way back from that when Scotty calls you a damn coward. Because let's be real, Scotty was a damn coward himself. So it take one to know one sometimes.
No, because Scotty made boss moves this
Scotty
season.
did make boss moves, yeah.
Yeah, but in between those boss moves, he did some coward shit. Let's be real. Letting Sam talk you into doing a game move was just goofy.
But I think Scotty ended up making the same mistake that Tyler did in the middle of it, which was just
playing both sides.
No, he was too girl because when he started to like Haley, that's when everything just started. I'm sorry, anyone playing in the future, let's be honest, Haley will be back as a returning player. She will be Nicole Franzel 2.0.
I don't know why y'all keep saying that. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see her being Nicole level of annoying.
Oh no, not that. I'm talking like Nicole level, as in I would never. Okay, so you know how there's those alliance members that you never want to align with, no matter how many competitions they win or anything, because they're emotional players. Haley is one of those people that I would never want to align with in the house because she literally has like multiple personalities in the house. She's going to have like 5 guys obsessed with her. She's like a G-rated version of Parvati from Survivor. And then on top
Allison from BB4.
Yeah, and on top of that, she doesn't stand up for what she believes in. And for me, it's not about what you stand for. It's about what you fall for too. And she fell for that JC bullshit about putting Scotty on the block because Scotty wants to come after her. And yeah, I would just never align with her or Fessy, because Fessy is someone who, again, will just fuck up your game. I feel like the problem with the Hive was that they all claim to be these fucking like super fans, but in reality, they've only watched the fucking episodes of BB16, and so they have it in their head that every game is going to be played like that, and that you can't lie to someone in the game. Like, do you remember when Fessy and Angela, Tyler, and Haley made that Final Four, and Fessy was so stuck on it, and he just knew they were going to keep it. He just knew he wasn't going to go on the block because in his head he was thinking, "Oh, they can't break my Final Four," without realizing that you can lie in the game.
Yeah, but we also gotta hold production accountable too, though, because when these things happen, they're the ones telling Faisal, "Man, you know you can trust this deal."
But here's the thing, though, I can't even blame production at that point, because at that point the writing was on the wall. Rockstar was gone. Scotty was gone.
Rockstar
Baby was gone.
Out in her fucking her eviction speech.
Exactly.
Like no, the writing was literally.
The writing was on the wall when Swaggy went home. Like,
oh yeah, we talked about that last week. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was saying like, then that's what I don't get. They need future players, please read the room after an eviction, because people's faces can tell so much, and actions. Because when Swaggy was evicted, was it Swaggy or Winston was evicted? I think it was when Winston was evicted. Let me take that back. And Tyler was sitting there hiding behind Caitlyn. That was so telling. I would have been like, God, he was the vote. When Rockstar and Rockstar and Brett got into it, I would have been like, no, stop arguing. He's the one that threw that hinky vote.
And on top of that, can we also go back to when they had that little house meeting about the fucking hinky vote towards Rockstar when Brett took the blame for that fucking vote? Okay.
And they actually believe Rockstar worked with him? Yeah.
This is why these people are stupid, okay? The Hive side. I love the Hive. I'll always be Team Hive.
I did too.
This is why they're so fucking dumb, okay? Casey is literally fighting with Scotty, saying Brett voted to evict her, and Scotty voted to keep her.
Right.
Okay, so why is she yelling at Scotty?
Right.
She really voted to him. Why would she not be yelling at Brett, who voted to evict her?
Right. It's almost like, you know what? I respect Brett for trying to vote me out, but what I don't respect is someone trying to take credit for voting me out when I know they didn't. Like what? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's why I can't consider Casey a good winner, because in reality, Casey is no different than Josh from last season. You have Tyler, who's Paul.
No, hold on. Casey's better than Josh. All right, let's not do Casey like that.
They're both equally bad.
They're both equal, because she would not be in final 2 without Tyler. She is only in final 2 because Tyler chose her. If Tyler would have chosen JC would have been in final 2.
Wait, hold up. She's the one who chose Tyler over Angela for final 3, and she's the one who chose Tyler over JC for final 2. I think she deserves a little respect.
Because she's been playing
and y'all know I don't like her. You feel me? Okay, but I'm gonna be honest.
You literally just said it. She chose Tyler over Angela in final 4, who literally Angela cannot win against even Paul himself. Okay.
And I thought that was a huge choke job. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that was a huge choke job at the time. But that's exactly why. Oh yeah, Angela would have got demolished. You feel it, dig me? But see, that's exactly why I believe Casey, at the end of the day, Casey made some mistakes, but because she won at the end, we can look back at it as, all right, it wasn't that. So in that perspective, I see what you're saying where she's this season's Josh. But in terms of like the game player,
what was her?
I know you're not trying to say they're equivalent in gameplay, but
I have a question. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this question, and I want you to apply it to both of them, both Josh and Casey. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So for Casey, what was Casey's biggest move that she orchestrated and executed on her own without the help of level 6 for her own gameplay, not for level 6's game?
Shit.
Zero, none.
I'd say being nice to people on their way out is probably the only thing she did.
Okay, that's like saying that's Jordan's biggest game move. She wasn't doing it for jury votes. She was doing it because that's her.
Well, but that's Tyler's personality too, as he would like us to think. But he didn't do that shit. But you see what I'm saying?
But who else did it? Brett did.
Yeah.
Brett did it, and Brett's the biggest douche in that house. Even though I love him, Casey wasn't doing it to get jury votes. Casey was just doing it because that's who she is.
Right. Kind of like Adele was doing in BB Cam too.
So now we have Josh. What was Josh's biggest game move for himself that he came up with on his own without Paul? The video messages. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He did do that. He
couldn't even do that. She literally listened to Tyler when Tyler told her and Angela, whenever Haley was getting evicted, to say that it was all Brett's idea, even though they planned on sending Brett out in the double eviction behind Haley, so he could have fixed it.
But does it take away at anything from Josh's gameplay now that we know that production this season has gone out of the way to tell people, hey, you should probably reconsider that goodbye message? Does it take away any of his thunder knowing that it's very plausible and possible that production could have talked Josh into doing that strategy?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Josh could come up with that on his own. That's what I'm alluding to. I don't think he's that smart. That's what I'm basically saying. That's
like elementary school type of thinking. I don't think, because I remember Angela and Brett and them, they said that production like asked them like, hey, are you sure you want to send this? Y'all know they're going off to the jury house, right? And they were like, we don't fucking care.
See, that's what Danielle Reyes said on Twitter too. She was like, your goodbye messages, you shouldn't be. She was like, that production, you should try and get her to do nasty goodbye messages in All Stars. She said she wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Because they wanted her to sabotage herself all over again, probably.
Well, see, I think in All Stars, Danielle Reyes, just because everyone liked her and everyone has said that she was robbed, I think she could have been evil as hell and she still would have won because she's the queen.
It depends who she would have sat next to, but I think if she sit next to any girl, yeah, she wins easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In that season, at least.
For sure. But yeah, no, I think Casey is probably number 20 or 9, about between 18 and 20 on a winner's ranking.
I don't like Casey, but she's definitely leaps and bounds better than Josh. I feel like if you drop both of them off in a season with no returnees, all newbies, no pregame alliances, Casey lasts longer out of 100 times. Josh, his personality is meant to rub people the wrong way if he doesn't have a shield. And in most cases, Josh was the shield.
Yeah. But that's who you would drag to final 10.
Exactly. Casey, you'd get out because the girl just is tied with Janelle for the number of vetoes in a season. Casey.
And she's likable.
Yeah. And
yeah, but with Josh, you got a 6'3" guy who's a buffoon, who's loud, who's emotional.
But it's also loyal,
and a person of color. I mean, it really took the perfect storm for him to win his season. Now, Casey, it took the perfect pregame alliance for her to win her season. So that I mean, both of them won fluky. That's basically where I'm coming from on it. But at the same time, though, I still got to rank her above him, above Jordan, because both of those players, I think, personally, could never hold their own in a do or die and win something. I don't think so. I think Paul threw the final HOH to Josh the same way I think Tyler threw this one to Casey.
I think that I think Josh is a little higher because also Josh didn't have a hacker competition to save him. Casey is only there because
he had a golden apple. Let's be real. Without that golden apple, Josh goes home first. Let's be real.
Did they even use the golden apples? They didn't even use the golden apples, did they?
No. Remember, he grabbed it first, so his team suffered, but he was safe.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm thinking of the.
And then he ended up bullying that one chick from the armed forces, and she quit. Now let's be real here. If Josh doesn't have the golden apple, does he have the gas to be able to punk this girl in that way? I doubt it, because he'd be worried about going home himself. So it changes the entire opening of the game. And I think without that, and that's why I think that golden apple was put there to save Josh specifically.
Oh, I think it was put there to save Paul more than.
Mm-hmm.
No, Paul joined after that, didn't he?
No, Paul was there for that competition because it came down to him and Cody.
Oh, but he ended up getting that twist anyway. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. So no matter what, Paul was good. It didn't matter.
Essie said he voted for Casey because she beat him in the catching POV. Okay.
I respect that. Even though she didn't beat you, that was rigged, Coach. You need to check the tapes, Faisal. She did not beat you. She didn't catch as many balls with her mouth. She did.
Did y'all notice how different the competitions were this year? I feel like they were tailored to certain people in a certain.
Oh, absolutely.
Facts.
Oh, absolutely.
And see, my biggest problem with the part 2 of the final HOH, and we can start talking about this, it was so rigged against JC. I mean, first off, you're rock climbing. How the fuck does a midget out rock climb a normal person? And I'm not trying to say midgets aren't normal people. No, it's rigged against them. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
I thought that was bullshit.
And then on top of that, when you put the name up, you drop down. That's the fastest way. JC had to lay down and wait like 30 seconds to fall because of his weight. Okay.
I thought that was bullshit.
So that took him 10 seconds to land every time. Now look at the final times in that timed comp. JC only lost about 40 seconds with that much of a disadvantage. And this chick is supposed to be a professional athlete.
Exactly.
Come on, bro. That shit was rigged, bro. I think they flipped the times again. Because let's be real here. If JC beats her in that comp with all those disadvantages, Casey, let's say Tyler still beats JC in the third round. Casey won't be able to live up to the shame of being the winner of this season, knowing that she lost to JC in that comp. So they had to rig that time comp. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense for them to allow Casey to lose that round 2. Because if she loses it, it takes away all the prestige of her winning out towards the end of the game. Oh no, she choked.
I think production switched the times. If they did have anything to do with the times, it would be more so because they didn't want it to risk JC being in the final 2 because he's so unpredictable, and Tyler
he'll fuck around and take KC, and then they'll be like, "No, Tyler, you were so close."
And one thing I will give JC, even though I think she's a freaking moron. Well, not a moron. I don't even have a word for JC. One thing I will give him though is that when he witnessed Tyler put him on that block, it was done after that.
Flip the switch.
Oh no, he wasn't. It was great. And another thing that I have said a million times, if it is week 8 and there's someone who has not been nominated,
get them out.
You need to put your focus on who that person is, because those are the people in the best position to win the game because they're covered on all sides. Okay? Except for Fessy, because Fessy
it took him a while to get up though. Yeah. But they didn't nominate him because of fear though. That's what that was.
JC went 86 days without not only being nominated, but also without winning a competition. That's impressive. That's never been done. Like, hey, more power to the kid. And he only won when he needed to, unlike Tyler, who won unnecessarily. Just
double eviction was stupid.
Unnecessarily.
And see, I was hoping that they were going to allow them to ask questions. Like, I was hoping to hear Brett ask a question regarding how he went out. I was be like, Tyler, do you think it was necessary for you and Angela to come up with a 2-part speech during my back door? Like these questions are important because if Tyler answers these questions and explains what's going through his head in that moment, then it can provide context to the voter. Okay, then maybe this wasn't personal. But see, by them not giving them the opportunity to ask questions that we want to hear asked, we don't give a shit about half these questions that be on these note cards. These note cards be cookie cutter vanilla. You know what I mean?
That's why I would rip my note card up and I would say what I want to say.
I told you last week, Brandon, I would act like I'm reading off of it and ask my own question.
Oh my God. If I were in Final 2, I would literally say, like, I thought Tyler, when he announced that he was a super fan, if I were him, I would have said, I'm a super fan of this show. Therefore, I know y'all did not write these stupid ass questions. So I'm going to just tell you what I want you to hear and spend my next 45 seconds actually talking about what I need them to know rather than what production wants me to let them know.
Well, Tyler and Casey couldn't do that because those Final 2 speeches were abysmal.
We were both thinking of the same word. So I gotta ask y'all this question because we were in the group chat talking amongst each other, and I think this is something the actual chat watching us currently on the live feed would like to know. So you both basically told me that you think Tyler owned his game during the questions phase. So I'd like to know from y'all, what did he say from your perspective that led to him owning it? Because in my opinion, he didn't own shit. He kind of tap danced.
I think that he owned the twist. He finally admitted to that.
But that's not owning your game to me.
He owned his game because, see, I think people think that he didn't own his game because people think he did more than what he actually did. I think that he basically owned his little two minimum moves that he made all summer. And then he basically admitted that he was just a complete asshole that kissed ass and then kind of threw you away when he didn't need you anymore. And that's it. I mean, that's literally all he did. He
didn't own none of the stuff with Caitlyn. Because I think if he owns that, then it makes a lot more sense why Rachel went home after Caitlyn. It starts to make more sense because people start, okay, now I understand. Rachel had to go next because y'all were worried about the women taking over your level 6 alliance.
I think Tyler doesn't realize why he did certain things because, again, people give Tyler too much credit for being this strategic person when in reality, Tyler is not strategic at all.
He would have been taken out in a normal season. If he didn't have Allison Grosvenor, he would have been gone long.
Yeah, he's not at all. He just was able to win competitions and make people like him, yet he was dumb enough to then stab them in the back after pretending to be their best friend. Like, if he's strategic and he's a super fan, he would have known not to do that. But he is a super fan and he did do that. Therefore, he's not a strategic player at all.
Yeah, because if he was a strategic player, he would have kept Swaggy longer than he did.
Yes, he would have kept Swaggy longer than he did. he would have never, ever, ever made a final 2 with 6 out of the 7 people in the house and then win an HOH, where he would have to nominate 2 out of those 6 final 2s of his. And on top of that, if he was strategic, he wouldn't have done this whole, in the diary room, just like Brett did. I am going to evict Angela, even though I know everyone hates her, because I want the jury to see that I'm not afraid to go against someone that has played the game hard. Okay, so you're being Woo from Survivor now. Okay. You're not Cody from Big Brother, the whole loyalty shit. You're just trying to be Woo.
And that double eviction was just pointless.
Oh my God, horrendous. The fucking goodbye message to Scotty. Like, Tyler's game has much more holes in it than Casey does. Even though I think Casey did nothing, I think that Tyler did a bit more on the backstabbing side, and she got the benefits of it.
So I got another question for y'all. Do y'all think Tyler may have put his foot in his mouth to where he couldn't own his game all the way based off of all the unnecessary lies he told to people on their way out? For instance, here's an example. By telling Scotty in his goodbye message, you have the best social game in this house. Now Tyler can't claim that his social game was the best and that's why he deserves to win. Or how about this, when he told Brett, exactly, he told Brett, you're the best player in this game. Okay, so if you tell Brett that, how can you be the guy in your speech? Exactly. So I think he kind of put his foot in his mouth, and that's why he didn't fully own his own game. That's why all he focused on was, I got the power app. I've had this final 2 deal since day 2. And Bailey, the reason why I put my sunglasses on and started drinking tea was because I had to convince my level 6 alliance that I was against you. But here's the thing, Tyler, if the entire level 6 alliance already suspected that she had the hacker plus identity theft, there was nothing else extra you needed to do to go against her in that moment. She was already out the door. You feel me? You went out of your way to put some extra sauce on it because you were pissed that you couldn't have her. Let's just call a spade, ladies and gentlemen. The church say amen. Amen. You feel it, dig me? Like, no one's buying that bullshit, Tyler. And see, this is my problem with Tyler's fans. They buy it hook, line, and sinker. It makes perfect sense to me. Bailey's mouth was bleeding. You make a girl that damn mad, it's because she realized you really ain't shit. And for you to think you can wait, 40 days to finally apologize and she gonna give you a vote?
Can we talk about that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys remember everything she said in that fight? I remember everything she said because I've watched it like 20 times.
Very viral.
Things she said. And if Tyler is this strategic super fan, he would know that jury votes are based off 3 things: respect, how you make them feel in the house and on their way out,
exactly,
and loyalty. Okay, that's what it's about: loyalty, respect, and how you can make them feel. First off, let me start off with this. Okay, Baute, why were they constantly voting each other out all season? Due to lack of loyalty. Why they want Caitlyn gone? She was not loyal. Why have they been wanting fucking Scotty gone? And
and Scotty voted out Swaggy too.
Exactly. Because of loyalty. Why was Fessy so attached to JC? Loyalty. Why did he believe Angela and Tyler? Loyalty. He's Muslim. That entire Baute alliance, they all believed in one thing, and it was loyalty. When you have a split house, that's what it's all about. So they
believe in loyalty, but they're the least loyal. That's the funniest part.
Basically, I know, right? Basically. So that being said, you even hear when Scotty is voting, what did Scotty say when he put his key in the
loyalty
box? He says, I believe in loyalty and respect. And he twisted his key.
But Scotty, let's be real. Casey disrespected the shit out of you. You feel me? Tyler never. But Tyler never disrespected him to his face like that. Exactly. The way Casey did.
Exactly. And Casey was at least loyal to someone. Tyler, everyone in that house knows, Tyler at the end of the day was loyal to himself and whoever won HOH that week. That's why he literally had a final two with the entire house.
Was Casey really loyal though to Scotty?
Yes. Are you kidding?
To Scotty?
No, not to Scotty, but she was loyal to Tyler. Here's the thing.
Tyler. That's what they respect. And on top of that, you cannot shank someone that believed you were loyal to them and expect to get their vote. People always, oh my God, pisses me off. I always hear, oh, well, Dr. Will did it and Dan did it and they still won. Okay.
They cleaned their messes up before they sent those people out the door.
But not even that. Dr. Will never owed Hardy or fucking Monica a damn thing. If you really want to think about it, who ran season 2? Dr. Will did not run season 2. It was Nicole and Hardy. The jury was voting against Nicole and Hardy because
they were bitter. So yeah, people
out of the 8 evictions that whole season,
and they were bitter. Let's just put that out there because people love to say bitter juries is just something brand new.
No, it wasn't a bitter jury. Dr. Will got his alliance members' votes, which was his fucking showman, Boogie, and Boogie's little ex-fiance. That was 3.
Mm-hmm. And Monica was one, wasn't she?
He got the 2 people that enjoyed watching him play Nicole because Nicole played them, which was the guy that's now dead and Monica. That's how he won that. Fucking Dan. Dan, did he shank people? Yeah, but who was Dan's alliance that season besides Memphis? Oh yeah, they were all
Keisha,
out pre-jury.
Rennie.
True, but I meant like his like.
Well, Keisha was definitely his alliance. Rennie was kind of like Keisha's plus one. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're right. Brian and the other girl was more so Dan's initial alliance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Angie.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
You can even argue that Memphis played the better game. They were voting against Memphis more so than for Dan because they were pissed at Memphis for being in an alliance with all of them and yet not being afraid to slit their throats in the end. And he was able to do it without having to do it directly from himself. He just got Dan to do it for them, which made them feel disrespected.
But here's the thing with Casey, and I think why Scotty respects her game. Casey, even though she didn't do anything, he saw her coming. So she more likely just stabbed him in the chest versus Tyler stabbing him in the back.
Yep.
So you're going to respect somebody that does it to your face versus somebody that's going to do it behind your back and then continue to lie about it.
Exactly. And then also these fucking people, especially the super fans like Tyler, I'm such a Tyler hater, I'm sorry. They should know, they of all people should know that the people that are the most quote unquote bitter at the end are the people that are super fans. They take it the worst. I mean, fucking Tyler is a super fan and he only got nominated for 5 minutes and he would not let it go when it came to Haley. And he's probably still bitter about it.
But I said it last week. I was like, some of BB's biggest beloved house guests were bitter jurors. Janelle was a bitter juror.
Yeah, Janelle.
Brittany was a bitter juror. Brittany was a bitter juror.
James Ryan, Brittany.
I still don't get why Brittany was better though. I just don't get
Brittany
it.
Wasn't really bitter. I think Brittany just had a
close. But to vote for Ian over Dan when you're a returnee, that's insane. That's unheard of. Usually returnees vote for each other, no matter what.
No, Dan's game was just Dan had what Dan was missing. What Tyler was also missing, in my opinion, this season. Tyler had no empathy. None. If you were on the block, he would go upstairs and lock his ass like a coward in the HOH room like with Angela.
And that's why Casey had the plus again, too, because she was still down there frolicking with the other side of the house.
And what blows my mind about that is that he said that's why he wanted to get rid of Brett, because Brett had a good social game and good jury management to where he could say shit to people's face, but no one ever took it seriously or took it as bitterness. And yet, Casey hasn't offended anyone at all, at least. And he wants to get rid of Brett over Casey? At least Brett hasn't won a damn competition.
Raven, I'm telling you, I agree with you. There's no logical reason to go farther in the game. See, I understand going farther in the game with Angela, but when you go farther in the game with KC over Brett, it has to be strictly because y'all had a preseason deal. Because it doesn't make sense for Tyler to go on TV and say she's been my number one since the beginning of this game. When the first half of the season we saw no confessional of them two ever mentioning each other.
Exactly.
We never saw them together discuss anything, just the two of them.
Know each other.
Well, see, that's the thing. They used to work out together before the game. Like, we'll see. No. They didn't work out. See, Tyler admitted that him and Angela used to go to a gym in Hilton Head, and that's where they first met before the game. Okay, and he also, and then they admitted they worked at an Olympic training facility, Angela and KC, before the game. Oh, well. And then you got the fact that KC and Tyler knew each other somehow before the game too. Now, I don't know exactly how they knew each other.
Do you think it was during the casting process?
Yeah, I was going to say it could be
possibly
casting. So that's kind of like Olympic Training Center is pretty big. Now, the Tyler and Angela connection, I 100% agree, because I remember, like, as soon as casting pictures came out, there were like rumors that they dated and stuff.
Yeah, so
remember that
Hilton Head. I mean, first off, like, I started doing some research on Hilton Head. Very well off community in South Carolina. And it falls in place with a lot of the stories that Angela's been telling about her life and whatnot, and why Faisal doesn't like her, because she brags about stuff only rich people would brag about. Oh, I wear a fake engagement ring and all this other stuff. So, you know, I feel like people that go out of their way to tell stories about that are people that want people to think that they're unapproachable, to make people in a reverse psychological way want them by thinking that they can't have them. And see, you go ahead.
Do y'all think that because the jury, especially the females, hated Angela, that they voted against Tyler because there was absolutely no way they were going to give Tyler $500K to basically spend on his girlfriend?
I don't think Angela actually came to factored into it. I don't think that she did. I think that Tyler did it himself, especially with Bailey. I think that. I don't think that she.
But I do think she messed it up. But I think she did kind of mess it up a little bit for him, because she was throwing shade at KC more than bigging up Tyler. See, when you start throwing shade at someone who's your ally too, then it starts going, all right, you're a little salty that KC took you out.
Well,
now.
that's why Bailey shut her down. So.
Oh yeah, Bailey was like, oh, look at you, you're defending your little boyfriend. I was like, oh, it's getting steamy.
I am so pissed.
Scalding with the tea.
I'm so pissed about the jury segments this year, because I feel like they were fucking cheap, and I feel like the jury segments were just complete bullshit, and we didn't even get to see anything simply because production was just in a pissy mood once the Hive ended up in jury, because they knew that meant that Tyler wasn't gonna win, so they were just like, who fucking cares?
And this episode was in such a rush. I have a huge feeling that round table went much differently, but they had to edit it to be as short as possible. I would love to see an unedited version of that round table.
Yeah, like, you know how they, at the finale of every season, they recap the entire season as the previews? Even that was rushed.
Yeah. Something's weird, man.
I think that CBS is giving us a sign.
I mean, Julie went out of her way to say there will be a BB21, but she didn't say she'd be back for it. You notice that? She said she'd be back for the celebrity, but she didn't say see you in a year. She didn't really say that.
She'll be back because I think Deadline put out a report saying that she'd be back for the summer season.
Oh, okay. Well, Arissa Cox, I see you making moves with Survivor. Canadians can now play U.S. Survivor. So all I'm saying is, if y'all making them big moves over there, them power moves, Julie, if you're trying to step down, we got your replacement waiting, coach. You feel me? Lying in wait. And who knows? Maybe because Julie is all we've seen in the BBUS format, maybe she appears to be this great host, but you know, if all you got to judge off of is Alex Smith tapes, then you don't know. You could have a Patrick Mahomes coach, and I think that's what Arissa Cox is. Sports reference, but all I'm saying is I think Arissa Cox could be that Patty Mahomes coach. You feel me? For the U.S.
I'm beginning to think that CBS, like I said last week, wants all things Moonves gone.
Yep.
And Big Brother is a Moonves, has Moonves all over it. And I think they just want to get rid of it. That's the feeling I was like, because like, this is just too rushed. They don't care. Any other year they would care. It was just like
any other year they wouldn't let Swaggy take over the way he did. I mean, now don't get it twisted. I'm pretty sure he gave people a rundown of what he was going to do, but it seemed like a part of that was a little impromptu. Like he just said, "You know what, Julie? You asked me a question. I'm just going to stand up." You feel me? Like he was like, "Let's kill two birds with one stone, coach."
I'm like really pissed about that whole entire situation because all season since Swaggy was evicted, we have been hearing him hype up what he was going to say to, like...
Oh, I know he wasn't going to do nothing. That's why I was just like, oh, whatever. Let's go live, y'all. Because I knew he wasn't going to do anything.
I'm so pissed because he's been hyping it up that he's going to say some stuff and call some people out. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, like... He don't want to ruin none of his future opportunities.
That's
and
now do you think that CBS got to him and was like, if you want to come back in future seasons, don't say anything?
Yeah, I mean, look, you gotta play the game. I mean, you gotta exercise each of the 48 laws of power here. And I'm sure Swaggy, you know, all right, he's spending time with Bailey's family. Woo out the bam. He set up the proposal perfectly.
But then don't sit there and talk this big bad game of what you're gonna be saying.
But see, that's why I think the smoke is gonna happen in Vegas. I have a look.
Yeah,
I've already sent Andrew. I agree. No, but I think we're going to fuck around and see it, though. I think someone's going to be smart enough to have a phone ready, okay? I can't put my finger on it, but I've already hit up Andrew Miller, and I said, hey, look, man, if some shit go down, coach, I need to get the inside scoop. You know what I mean? Like, I need that inside scoop. And see, I have a strong feeling because Tyler has this AFP. See, if this would have been a scenario where Haley won AFP, Swaggy proposes to Bailey, and Casey wins, and Tyler walks home with nothing, I think it would have been the perfect scenario. Because then no one would be kissing Tyler's ass. But now Tyler can at least make himself believe, oh, America loves me now. But I think the whole purpose of him saying I thought America hated me, I think that was just him doing what cowards do, okay? They tug at your heartstrings to distract from the fact that they are pissed off about not winning the game. So now it's all about, oh, man, let me say something to make y'all want to root for me again. It's like, nah, bro. And see, I think another reason why he did that shit is because he wants to come back to play again. So what better way to come back and play again than to say, oh, I thought people hated me.
He knows he'll be back. Are you kidding? I think that
please don't come back, Tyler.
He will. He'll be on Amazing Race. He'll be on Survivor. He'll be on another season of Big Brother.
This is what bothers me about it. I will never understand how Level 6 has fans. I don't, because I think they're boring. My mom is a casual, and she likes Level 6 more than Baute.
I don't get it.
I asked her, I was like, why? And she was like, Baute's just too stupid. And I said, but they're entertaining. And she's like, yeah, but they're just too dumb. Like, it was funny the first, 2 times they were blindsided, but now it's just becoming frustrating, and I'd rather watch some good gameplay. And I was like, so wait, I have a question. Do you like Level 6 because of Tyler and Brett? Meaning, if Casey and Angela weren't here, you would not even give up. Like, if Casey and Angela, if it was just them, you wouldn't care. And she was like, is Angela the one that leaves mean goodbye messages for no reason, or is that Casey? I'm like, exactly. She
didn't even know who the difference was between the two.
No, not at all. Level 6 only has fans as a collective alliance because of the guys. Tyler and Brett. Without Tyler and Brett, and you just have Casey and Angela, what personality do either of those girls have?
None. And unlike the Hive, everybody likes individual people of the hive because they each had different characters. They each brought something to the table. They were all interesting.
Yep. And I think the reason why some people, some parts of the BB fandom don't like the hive is because the hive is the first alliance, although dumb, it is the first alliance we have seen with literally a melting pot of different cultures and races and just diversity.
And they were all on equal footing. You never heard Swaggy or Fessy get together and be like, okay, we're going to get rid of the girls eventually. Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing them say anything.
What I liked about them also was that they were good sports. No one, you can't say anyone from the Hive / Baute had bad jury management. Like, I feel like if there were 2 people in Final 2 from that side of the house, without the hacker, and if they actually played a little bit better, we would not know who was going to win because all of them had great jury management and they had great sportsmanship. With level 6, they were just catty, mean people that wanted to just rub salt in the wound, and they wanted to do unnecessary shit to humiliate people. And so you never really knew who was the biggest evil out of them all. It never.
Honestly, I'd argue level 6 is the worst sportsman's, and here's why: because every time level 6 didn't get their way, they threw temper tantrums. Winston completely went off on Scotty just for getting put up. You could fight for yourself in the veto. Shut the fuck up and just play the game.
Was nominated for literally 5 minutes, and I mean, after Haley ever since.
I mean, Rachel, she gets sent home in a blind sign by her alliance, and she storms off like she's pissed off at the world. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, at the end of the day...
Now she loves them.
Yeah, it's fake shit going on. She knows they got money right now. That's why she loves them.
She thinks America loves them, but America loves Tyler and Brett. I'll give Caitlyn credit. Caitlyn was an idiot, but at least Caitlyn had the balls to tweet out, okay, no offense, level 6, I know y'all are quote unquote strategic, but y'all are some of the most boring people that ever be on reality television. And it's true.
And another thing that I love so much about Swaggy and Bailey coming through during this finale and stealing the show is when you've been subjected to a fake showmance for the past 3 to 4 weeks, to see an actual real one in front of you jump to such a serious tone so fast. I mean, man, let's be real. It's not really that fast. They've just been away from each other for a long time, so it seems fast. But my thing though is for this couple to come together and jump to that major step. And see, I've been telling people that the fake showmance has been fake for a while. People keep trying to challenge me. Oh, it's real. You should have saw Tyler on the feeds. Why would he come out of the DR and be crying if he's faking? I said, well, ma'am, he's appealing for AFP. Do you really think he would work that hard for AFP? Yeah. What the fuck?
With him from like yesterday, and he's like in a room, and he's like talking to the camera, and he's like, JC is saying that if Angela... when we're in the real world, she's not gonna like me.
Production cokes.
I don't even think it was that. I personally think he was crying because production literally told him, take JC to Final 2 or you're gonna lose, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the thing. If he's being told take JC to Final 2 or you'll lose, I think that's contributing to him thinking America might hate him too. Because it's like, hold up.
I think that if he would have took JC to the end, Tyler was still going to lose.
Yeah, I think Tyler was in a lose-lose situation, 100%. And that's why I don't think he's this amazing.
You think JC would have been able to put his words together in that drunken stupor he was in tonight? I don't know.
But JC, I bet you if JC was sitting next to Tyler, JC would have owned his move, and JC would have had big moves that he could say, I did that, because he could have been like, oh, yep. I was the one that told Scotty, I was the one that told Fessy to put up Scotty and get rid of him.
So JC voted for Tyler, right, to win, right?
Yeah. And even the jury, if you go back to the jury segments, the first jury segment we saw like a few days ago, they never talked about JC, but tonight, like, they at least nailed JC's game, and they knew what JC's game was. Tyler's game, I feel like they still don't see everything he did, including some of the things he did that was unnecessary, such as emotionally manipulating Caitlyn, and basically emotionally manipulating damn. And
that was very evil tactics, man.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to basically use the fact that these women are lonely against them to get them to do his bidding for him by making them believe that on the end of the rainbow somehow they could be a couple, maybe, and then for you to, and see, I know that's part of the game and all, but for then after that, for you to, after Caitlyn leaves, to act like she was the one manipulating you this whole time, and then at the end of the game you don't even own that part of your game, which could unlock a lot of the reason why people are confused and bitter about your game, because they don't understand. If you're this sweet baby, how are you responsible for all of these moves?
Exactly. Here's the thing: if Tyler's such a super fan as he proclaims to be, why didn't he realize that playing the emotional game does not help you win? No, because let's look at Allison from BB4, because she did the emotional thing with all the boys, and we saw where that got her second place. So it doesn't really help you win. So I don't know why he thought it was smart to play that way.
So do you think he got into that showmance with Angela because he was, in deep down in his heart of hearts, do you think he was worried that Angela and Casey may had some deal?
No, I think he just got with her
flat out horny and couldn't hold it anymore. I don't think their relationship is genuine at all.
Exactly.
And I also think he just wanted another storyline because he was probably bored, because I know I sure as hell was bored watching those idiots.
I mean, when you got 3 times the amount of confessionals as the next person, I mean, that's just insane.
By the time they got together, Fauci was gone and the house got boring.
Exactly.
That must be how LeBron haters feel when the media keeps covering him. Like, man, give it a break for a week. Like that's how I felt this season with Tyler on Big Brother. It's like, my God, can we get 1 week break? This guy has no power. We don't need his confessionals this week. And see, that's the problem. They made sure he played in every fucking veto except 2 all season.
Oh my God, I mean, bullshit. Oh, side note, Fessy in his backyard interview just said, because they asked him what was the one shocking thing that he's found out so far, and he goes, I heard JC was on TMZ like 8 times. I'm sorry, guys. I have a
wait till he finds out about the shit JC had to say about him. Ooh.
I think he knew a little bit of it, but he didn't know like the extent.
See, man, this is why they need to get recency bias radio at these finales, man.
I respect JC for at least having the self-awareness to know that Tyler just did to him what he did to Fessy. And Karma's basically a bitch, but I have like a little respect for Fessy because the Hive was freaking hilarious, and they bought all the entertainment on the show this year. And I think the least entertaining Hive member was Fessy, but he still brought in some type of entertainment in a way. Does that make sense?
You think he was less entertaining than Rockstar?
Oh, yeah. Rockstar was entertaining.
I thought Rockstar was fucking hilarious, and I loved everything she had to say.
That's fair.
I agree. Love Rockstar and Haley's moments talking shit about the other side. They were literally basically reading Twitter.
Oh, and let's not forget about Rockstar's infamous dancing segments, because they went viral.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget when on that Sunday episode, just because Rockstar was gonna leave later in the week. No. Just because she was gonna be put up by the hacker later in the episode, they went out of their way to show her like struggling to rock climb or some shit. Just to give her a little spot in the episode, because they've been not giving her shit for a while. Little shit like that the production does in their edit is pretty funny. Just to give someone a quick little visibility spike so you don't go, who is that, once they get put up on the block.
And this is why I also don't get why people are all team level 6 and I don't want level 6 leaving the house thinking we like them, because we don't. They were literally barely part of the show.
Exactly. Swaggy was gone and they were still giving him segments.
Yeah, like level 6 didn't bring anything. They were only successful because of Tyler, who didn't even find the alliance in the first place. Like, even Caitlyn, lover or hater, Caitlyn brought so much entertainment.
And people can say whatever they want about Jeff and Jordan, but Jeff didn't even have the balls to propose to Jordan in his first season. He didn't have the balls to do that.
at least a little bit of a brain.
But then again, I guess if you propose to her after she wins $500K, you look like Victor. I don't know. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, we didn't talk to you about that, Raven. What's your thoughts on that Victor Nicole shit, by the way?
Okay.
And trust me, we can get into some challenge shit. And by the way, people listening in the live chat, get your questions ready. But what were you saying? No, my fault.
Okay, where do I even begin? First off, little side note, when we were just talking about how we were sick of seeing Tyler being like shoved down our throats. Okay, I agree, because this season of the challenge, I don't have Johnny Bananas being thrown down my throat. I now have Davon, Paulie, and Natalie and Jose being thrown down my throat. And I'm actually enjoying the season. I almost forget Bananas is even there. Tyler was not capable of holding up a second half of a show, because Tyler, just like level 6, was also boring. He is very boring. The only entertaining one on that side was Brett. And the only reason people, the casuals and shit, liked both Tyler and Brett is not because Tyler's entertaining, but because he's cute and they're being brainwashed by him anyway, because he's all you see on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But back to Nicole and Victor. Okay, first off, I find it very ironic / dirty that Nicole met her future husband on Big Brother, which happens to be the same show that she met her, as she called, first true love, Hayden. Which happened to also be the show where after she got her heart broken by her first Hayden,
second one,
she ended up showing up to the house as a returning player, focused on herself and no boys, to win $500K. And was planning to play an awesome strategic game, both socially, physically, and mentally. Now, mentally and physically, yeah, she played a strong game. All she did was whack her hand up and down fucking Corey's penis. That's all she did physically and mentally. So, you know what, guys? We should have saw that Big Brother was going downhill when we saw Allison Grodner and CBS basically, in my opinion, rig a season for someone that literally laid in bed all summer
and masturbated,
cuddled, and
jacked off.
Someone that was completely irrelevant and just
And that care package she got was bullshit.
That pissed me off to the highest level.
Wasn't it like a unitard of safety or something?
Yes.
And ironically enough, Les Moonves was still a part of CBS when CBS paid Nicole for her prostitution on national television. So, with that
zing! I caught it.
With that being said, I would probably appreciate this showmance more. However, you have Haley, who looks like Nicole, and who's also from Texas A&M / College Station, except she doesn't burn goats like Nicole's ex, Corey.
Yeah, that's just weird shit.
Remarks like Corey's little friend, Elena. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, that shit just bizarre. But yeah, I mean, I already gave my take on the Victor thing. I just think Victor, man, he's in it for the bread, man. You know, I feel like if Tyler wins that fight.
Nicole didn't even like him the season that they're playing.
Victor
liked her.
Natalie
but she showed no interest. But he had a thing for Nicole too. Natalie was his first choice. They weren't even each other's first choices.
They weren't.
Same goes with Tyler and Angela, by the way. I think, wasn't Angela like number 5?
Yeah, because he wanted, it was just Bailey for him.
Yeah, it was just Bailey with a side piece of like Haley and Caitlyn.
Caitlyn was like the rebound after you get curved.
Yeah.
That's what her purpose was.
And I told y'all he had a crush on Bailey because I thought Bailey was gonna end up with like him or like Brett or Winston.
I thought she was gonna be with like either Brett or Fessy.
Oh, I forgot about Fessy.
And the joke is really on these Tyler and Bailey YouTube channels now.
I mean, the curly
Y'all really look like some dumbasses now. Like I tried to tell y'all, man.
But it is.
We could literally Google what their child would look like.
What?
You can just fucking Google it. It would look like Corbin Blue whenever he was like 5.
Oh shit! Scalding! She said Corbin Blue. Gotta keep my head in the game. She roasted your ass right there, Tyler. Damn.
So Bailey basically has an option between a babysitter, aka Swaggy, and a lifeguard that just gave away $500K for a romance with someone with a mustache. Congratulations.
Girl, just go with Casey.
Oh, I forgot about her.
The other person that obsessed about her, just go with Casey. At least she got $500K.
Right? Exactly. These people. Oh my god. Okay, question. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Tyler lost due to a bitter jury, quote unquote, or do y'all think that Tyler lost because he evoked that emotion from those 5 people due to his bad, emotionally strategic move?
Oh, I go with the second option.
I
don't think that there's anything wrong with the bitter jury, because as I was arguing with people on Twitter about, bitter juries has been part of the game since the beginning.
Day one.
It's nothing new. And it's on the players that make a bitter jury.
I don't think you can call a 5-4 split a bitter jury or a 6-5. What? It was 5-4, right? It was
5-4.
Yeah, I don't think you can call a 5-4 a bitter jury. I mean, I feel like if it's that close, then that's a testament to both players both players not playing as good as they should have because they left it in the air and they left it up to one vote. And when you leave it, and see, that's why I'm the guy who always says cut your allies quicker, because if you just cut one ally, it forces everyone shit to drop, hit the floor, and start playing harder, But when you just coast it out into the end with your pregame alliance the way you did, now it's strictly okay, was you nicer than I was towards these people? Because we both contributed to the same thing. And see, that's why JC, he actually had a right to the throne, because, well, if he's a sober JC, I mean, he actually had a right to the throne because a sober JC would go, hey, look, if it wasn't for me, Faisal knocks out Angela or KC right then and there. And who knows? Maybe I'm at the end right now with Sam. Maybe I'm at the end right now with Brett. Okay? But I'm the one who kept things moving. And see, Tyler, Casey, and Angela did not give JC enough credit for his contributions to their team. And I feel like they didn't give Brett enough credit, because both of those two people were the ones keeping the other side feeling as comfortable as they were in the deals that they made with Angela and Tyler. You feel me?
Just filled the jury up with his teammates early on.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done.
Yep. Then they would have had time to get over it.
Yeah, when you leave a fucking block of 5 people in a jury house for like 3 freaking weeks, as soon as like someone like Brett or
Sam
they're not gonna give a fuck what they have to say, especially with this season where it's a lot. The jury is different from past seasons, meaning what Angela had a day? 2 hours with them. Brett had like a week, if that. Like, who freaking cares? And on top of that, you know what? This just explains how Tyler emotionally is just not. He lacks empathy. Okay, do y'all remember this from his answering his final 2 questions, where he said Angela and I were he was apologizing to Brett. He was like, Brett, I'm sorry, you and I were friends, except Angela and I were a little bit more than that.
Yep, I remember that. And I remember all the girls throwing Brett under the bus too.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't like the way production did a lot of shit in this season. I hope they do not repeat it ever again. I hope this was a one-off, but I know that's me being a little bit too gullible to think that way.
Here's my thing. Production, when they should have been planting seeds, they weren't planting seeds. Yeah. And when they didn't need to plant seeds, they were planting seeds. So you should have been planting seeds early on, which would have saved characters like Swaggy and Caitlyn. That's when you should have been planting
and Brandon, let's be real. If Tyler wasn't so damn threatened by other alpha males, he would be able to realize that if that jury was made up of Swaggy would have respected your game, Tyler, and he would have voted for you, idiot.
He said it. He said it in the interview.
Yeah, he would have never in a million years voted for Casey over Tyler because Swaggy knows the game.
Entertainment Weekly did a jury segment with the pre-jurors and asked them who all they would vote for, and Swaggy said, "I would vote for Tyler."
Yeah,
and honestly, Bailey probably would have gave you her vote too if Swaggy's with her in the jury house, because she probably is less mad at the way that she goes out, because most likely Swaggy goes home in her spot first, and then she goes out somewhere after him. But the thing is, at the end of the day, at least she gets to use her fucking twist, right?
But if Swaggy would have persuaded her to not vote emotionally.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I feel like Swaggy would have also convinced Faisal to not vote for Casey, and there you go. It's a huge swing right there.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I don't think Tyler was jealous of Swaggy for being an alpha male. I think Tyler was jealous of Swaggy because he saw another potential production pet. And if you have two production pets in that house, that's like twice as less advantages as you would normally.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think, to correct myself for a second, I don't think he was threatened. I mean, I don't think he was jealous. I think he was threatened. That's basically what I'm saying.
I think he was jealous of him about the Bailey thing.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the thing that made him jealous. And I think it only added to it what happened tonight.
Jealous, and I think he was threatened. I think he was jealous because Swaggy's side of the house, he was able to somewhat control them and somewhat convince them of things. And then Tyler's side of the house did not have the numbers and was just a bunch of mayo sandwiches that were ridiculous.
I'm saying you need that hot sauce watch from Undercover Brother with these mayo sandwiches.
Like, I remember watching the live feeds with Brett and Scotty when they got closer, because Brett adapted his strategy and he was doing like the whole undercover lone sheep type of thing. So Brett and Scotty would spend like every night like in the backyard just like gossiping and like talking about kind of what's going on in the house. And one thing I noticed that Brett was saying when he was hanging out with Scotty and Sam was that like once they went inside, he was like, I actually enjoy hanging out with them. I don't even like hanging out with my own alliance because they're so damn boring.
They are boring.
They are. They're all very boring. And I feel like they don't have a connection outside of game related things. One thing I've noticed about this season, have y'all noticed that like I don't know any of these people personally at all, because I feel like we didn't really get to know them. But at the same time, although Tyler pisses me off, there's really no one this season that I absolutely despise and want to just freaking go off on every time I see their name.
JC, that's the one for me. I despise that little one.
JC, I don't really.
Now, don't get it twisted. I would have thought him winning the game would have been the best outcome, only because it would have put the biggest asterisk on the season being trash. But I'd still, if JC was ever talking that hot Snickers shit around me, it'd be a problem.
Him either.
Yeah, talk that hot shit around me.
I don't hate him like Aaron.
Yeah.
Type level.
Yeah. Aaron was just man.
I don't hate him the way I don't hate him like Elena and Mark, kind of just like that type of disdain.
And Gina Marie, I don't hate him that type of level, but I don't care for him and I don't want to see him play again. And
he's like on a Caleb Reynolds level for me.
Yeah, Caleb, it's funny. He went from being the guy who's stalking chicks to the guy that no longer has to do that because he's married, to the guy who played Survivor twice. Now he's like kind of bigger than Big Brother at this point.
Aren't they supposedly, because there's little rumors, rumblings that he might even be tossed into the challenge world every now and then?
Yeah, I heard he should be coming to it. I heard him and Hayden Moss, right?
Who's rumored to be on this?
They said the next season's supposed to have Hayden.
I've heard that it's supposed to be like a fresh meat upcoming season for challenge, and they want to do reality stars, and I've heard Hayden's name come up, and I've heard Caleb's name come up.
That'll be lit.
Also, too, don't forget that who Cody, Zach,
Josh. I think Josh is on it because he did an interview.
Yeah, I heard his name too. But
oh man, Josh on the challenge.
Caleb, Zach, and Cody were all on Fear Factor, which is on MTV.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So they already underneath the Viacom umbrella. Yeah, they're in.
And then with Paulie being on there, it's only time before Cody comes on there too.
Oh,
and I actually wanted to ask you, Raven, do you think CBS made a huge error in judgment allowing some of their former house guests to go to MTV? Because I fear that they have made the challenge better and they have made their product worse now, because it's even harder now to get an all-star season because the all-stars are just going to go to MTV. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I need to do more research on this because I heard that the whole reason this was happening is because of the whole CBS and Viacom merger. So basically,
so they're not losing money on this.
Merging.
Okay.
So I heard that was why. And I also heard that the people from Big Brother were going on the challenge because the people on the challenge aren't doing their jobs, which is very true.
Damn. But I mean, what better way to put a fire under a motherfucker's ass than to bring in some other talent? And see, here's my thing. Like, I wonder if the people that are watching the challenge that don't watch Big Brother, I wonder if they look at these people like we look at recruits in Big Brother. You know where I'm coming from on this?
Well, they're starting to watch Big Brother now because if you go watch, if you go on their timelines, a lot of them, this was their first season watching Big Brother.
So they're not hating on these Big Brother players. I'm surprised.
Amanda previously didn't watch Big Brother, and she's watching it now.
Amanda, Jimmy, Brittany, Bananas watches Big Brother now, and so does Wes.
I think they're watching it because they're trying to learn their opponent. I think that's what it is.
The only people that previously watched Big Brother was Ashley, Kayla. Who else?
That girl from Bad Girls Club.
Angela.
I love her. Yes. And what's crazy is that on Big Brother...
Faith is cool too.
Yeah. On Big Brother, I could not stand Paulie Calafieri.
Yo, I couldn't either. But I love him on the challenge.
But on the challenge, for some reason, it works, right? It works for him.
I love him on the challenge.
But how many times they gonna let this motherfucker lose and stay in the game, though? Can we get down to the brass tacks, please?
Okay, yeah, I was gonna get there. So I think that, let's be real, if Big Brother wasn't, like, if they weren't the two houses in redemption each time, that fucking redemption house bullshit would have been gone a long time ago. I think that they have this whole cross-pulling redemption house shit this season because they have to keep Big Brother in the game because Devon,
they're the four interesting characters.
They're the only people that's actually bringing interesting stuff because they're not only bringing the fucking epic Slay Queen diary rooms, they're not only bringing the freaking great storylines and the great one-liners, they're also bringing great
the drama
strategy, and they're not. This is why I enjoy Paulie on the show. I've been so sick ever since like the Kenny Evan days have passed. I'm so sick of watching these people from Are You the One and from like the later Real World seasons. They all just come here to get drunk and get a stipend. And they all just follow Bananas and Cara now to hand them money every single season. And it's so frustrating.
It feels like Cara and Bananas on their last legs, though. Like, it really does feel like this is a new era.
Allies now, thank God. And it's frustrating because now it's like you have those people that just want to fucking check in some alcohol. But then you also have the people like even Leroy, Cara, Bananas, who literally feel so entitled since they've been here for so long. They believe that they don't have to go into a freaking whatever the elimination is.
Zach is another one.
Oh, yeah, Zach. Zach, who literally won because of Frank, and that's it. Yes. They literally never go into elimination. And that's how they always end up in the end. Like, it blows my mind that almost every episode you hear someone like fucking Hunter or fucking
Brad.
Nelson. You hear Nelson or Hunter or one of the other younger people say, how does Bananas and Kara get to the end every single season? Well, look at your Alliance. That's why. Bananas is not that good at the challenge at all. He's a huge flop. But at the end of the day, at least Bananas has common sense to see that if he keeps making you idiots fight with each other and try to get camera time with each other, that y'all are eventually going to take each other out and he's still going to be there. Like, for example, Cam. Do y'all remember that big move Cam made with her little...
Which wasn't a big move because it was confusing.
It was not a big move at all because
it was stupid.
She ended up doing Cara, Maria, and like Shane's dirty work to take out the people they wanted out. And then on top of that, she put in 2 newbie teams. So she's gonna have one comeback that's mad at her. And then I can guarantee you the following week, that other newbie team that goes in, she's going to be going up against them. And that is why she's sitting in Redemption House with Natalie and Polly right now. I think
she's the reason why Ashley and Hunter ended up in the game, because had she really made a big move, Ashley and Hunter would have went straight to Redemption.
Right. She was sitting there like, I'm ready for a big move. There's too many people here that are playing too scared. And then TJ's like the next day, all right, Cam, so who did you choose? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it was Davon. And
I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's one player in this season that's really pissing me off. Like, when I say pissing me off, there's something about this cat. I just want to whoop his ass.
Shane?
Who? Shane? You said?
Yeah, is it Shane?
No, it's not Shane.
Is it Kyle?
It's Kyle, man. It's something about this guy. I just want to whoop his ass. I'm not a violent dude. It's just something about he's so smug, bruh.
Well, that's because he got to slide by his original season. So now he thinks that he's above everyone.
And then he was given an overpowered guy team this season.
Yeah, Kyle basically thought he was playing Big Brother, where he could literally downplay everything and get to the end and win some shit, and then he could do the same thing the next season, which wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to get that ass beat. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, I don't mean seriously, ladies and gentlemen. I mean figuratively, of course.
Kyle and Brad were just in elimination yesterday. Who were they against again?
Nelson and Shane.
That's right. I saw a tweet that literally said that Kyle is like 0 to 1 in eliminations, while Devon is like 3 and 1 or 4 and 1 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, Davon and Jose, they are a sneaky good competition
They
team.
would have won that water challenge had Jose not went and switched all them tiles, because they only had one wrong. If you go watch Davon's YouTube channel, she says they only had one tile wrong. And Davon said, let the clock run out. And Jose start flipping out and start moving tiles around like an idiot.
Jose needs to keep in mind that he was out first on Big Brother for a reason.
Scenarios.
Stop with the shit.
And
so I got. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say really quick. I was just gonna say really quick that also Davon was the one that told him and Angela not to vote that one way when Cam made her big move. She was telling them to throw votes. She wanted them all to throw votes behind Nelson and Shane, which would have took power away from Cam. But they didn't listen to her.
Is it just me, or is Cam super arrogant this season?
Look, man, let's just call a spade a spade. I think the reason why Cam is arrogant. Now, this is me knowing the Cam from Are You the One? So I've seen her from the beginning.
Okay.
And Cam from the start. Did y'all watch her Are You the One season?
No.
I watched some of it.
Did she?
All right. Well,
is she the one that hated Alicia, or was that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she hated Alicia because of Eddie. And Eddie ended up getting into it with Corey, which led to some bullshit. We know it's well documented. But anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning this is, see, in Cam's Are You the One season, I'll give her credit. When it came to figuring out who the couples were, she was pretty much the smartest person in that season. She pretty much knew her and Eddie was a couple, but Eddie wanted to fuck around with other bitches. She pretty much knew who the other couples were as well. But when her and Eddie became a perfect match and left the house, that's the reason why the rest of the house struggled so hard. And I believe they were the only season that didn't win the money. I might be wrong.
Yeah, they lost. They didn't win the money.
Yeah, they're the only ones that didn't win. Well, anyway, see, she always had this cocky persona to her, but she had an insecurity about her when it came to men. Now that she's in the challenge and she don't have to worry about the romantic aspect, now you're seeing the person she always wanted to be on Are You the One? And honestly, I like this change in her because, like I told y'all, I didn't really watch Vendettas like that. So I didn't even see her grow into this person. So I'm just seeing this new version of her. I'm like, she's wearing mink coats and shit. I'm like, what is this?
That because she did so good her first season, much like Kyle. So
she got to the end or something?
Yep.
No, she got
to the final.
Almost. Yeah, she did get to the final. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just remember her being in a lot of. I remember her being in a lot of eliminations and winning them because I know she was
week after week, and it blows my mind that she does not see that. Yeah, her rookie season was Vendettas, but just because she's on a new challenge, one more extra challenge, doesn't mean she's still not a rookie. There's still no newer people than her, except for like 2 other pairs. So why the fuck are you putting them in instead of bringing them in?
Exactly.
Why the fuck would you not? And this is what I hate about this format of the challenge for this season. It's basically, if you want someone out, you have to put them in.
Do it yourself. Yeah.
So now they're all relying on these burn votes because they're all too fucking scared.
They're all pussies. But see, this is what I like about it though, because before, even though you got to vote in front of everyone and say who you were voting out, that person didn't really get to clap back at you. You feel me? Because they had to worry about who they had to face in the elimination. Now, okay, I might not know you voted me out unless I have the most votes. I mean, unless I have the most votes. But at the end of the day, though, once I have the most votes and I know that I have to battle it out, it's great to know who the fuck wanted some smoke. Like, that's the part of it I do like, because even though on one end, it kind of incentivizes people to be more like cowards, on the other end, it makes people think more before they make a decision. And that's great for the viewer. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, it was basically production's way of protecting Cara, Maria, and Johnny Bananas and Marie and Tony, that partnership. Because, okay, so we have this fucking episode of the freaking Lavender Ladies and the Young Bucks Alliance basically attacking
such a weird alliance.
Yeah. They're basically attacking Cara Maria the entire episode. Yet none of them have ever voted her into this elimination this season. Why is that? Because they know if they put her in, she can take them out. So they're not going to. Same goes with Johnny Bananas. It's basically we have to protect our 2 stars. And that's
I'd argue until Marie stood up for Cara, they probably didn't vote her out because they thought Marie was still on their side. So they probably thought, all right, push come to shove.
But Marie is an idiot because she's at the bottom of the totem pole for the Lavender Ladies.
And that's why she stood up to their ass. She knows it now.
That was great. That was good.
Yeah, but I was proud of her. It took her forever to finally get it. She should have got it early on and flipped on them and picked them all off before Ashley and Hunter got in the game and they got another number.
And you know
now it's going to be hard for her.
And Hunter were coming. You know they knew that Ashley and Hunter were coming.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. We don't even get live feeds with the challenge, and it's this interesting. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I wonder, is live feeds holding Big Brother back now? Is it making it more easier for us to notice the rigging? Like, what if it didn't have live feeds in this era? Would we think the show is good because we don't see the truth?
No.
You know, because, like, I wonder, like, is the challenge really just as rigged as Big Brother, but we don't see the feeds to see? You know, these things that make me ask these questions, like it's almost like by me not being able to see the truth, me being hidden from it, and me being only able to see what's on the surface, I can only judge it for what I see. And for what I see, it's a good product.
It's much more rigged than Big Brother because on the challenge, you have these people, and this is why it's also better than Big Brother sometimes. It's because you have producers going up to certain thirsty-ass people that want to come back for another season, telling them that they better come up with a storyline because we're making a TV show, otherwise you're gone. So they come up with the most extra BS possible.
But also, do you think, Raven, too, that with the challenge too, the edits are better? Because you could be a fan favorite, but you could still get a bad edit. Because Johnny gets bad edits even now and then.
Oh, he's such a whiny bitch. Yeah, I
And,
agree.
and the thing that they got going for them too, you know, like the real world, it seems like they wait for the entire show to get done filming and then bring someone and do all their confessionals in one day for the whole season.
Yeah.
Now, while some people would think, that's a bad idea because the person can never put themselves back into the state of mind they were in that moment at the time, like Big Brother can.
They don't do that. They just have to wear the same outfit each week.
Oh, see, that's why. Okay, so it's a continuity thing. That's why they make them wear the same thing. Okay, because see, I always thought that's how they did it. They basically made them come in one time and be like, "All right, what you think about this?"
They were always wearing the same outfit and everything. Yeah, no, they had to always change back into it. And I think another reason we like the challenge more is because CBS they over edit it with too much bullshit, too much fluff, too much rehearsed shit in the DR, and it's not as organic. And granted, I don't think the challenge is that much more organic because these people fucking come up with fights on freaking Twitter just to
but they don't have filler crap throughout the hour, like the whole hour.
Exactly.
Entertaining.
They don't got to worry about, hey, if you guys win this competition, you could see this Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah.
Oh!
Then again, they have some badass challenges that if they don't have any footage, they can always stretch it out. And they also get to go out in the real world, such as the bars, and get drunk, and they have unlimited alcohol in that mansion.
And not being cooped up in the same place. But see, that contributes to the game of Big Brother, though. The insanity of it all is what makes the game so difficult. So I can see it on both sides of it. But what I wanted to bring up, because I finally saw that mid-season trailer, Brandon. You know what I'm finna talk about. All right? Tell me you've seen this mid-season trailer, Raven.
About the challenge.
I saw it, but I don't remember it that much.
All I know is Corey suplexed the dog shit out of somebody, okay? And it's one of the biggest mysteries on Earth right now. I mean, we got UFOs, we got Bigfoot, we got Area 51. It was Tony?
Yeah, it was Tony.
But Tony's his man's, though.
I thought so, too.
Hold up. He had the chance to get rid of Tony and save Darrell, which could have saved his challenge career, to be honest. I think that move to get rid of Darrell over Tony in Dirty 30, I think that kind of tarnished his name with most of those vets.
Down, down, down every time he's on the show. And he's on Teen Mom now. This is going to sound so bad.
That man's everywhere.
I'm so over him.
Honestly, man, not Tyler, but I was about to call him Tyler. Corey is essentially he's good. He's the Tyler of MTV, man. He is being pimped out on so many shows.
Give Tyler time. He'll be on the challenge soon.
Oh yeah, the girls on the challenge have already tweeted that Tyler will definitely be on the challenge. They're like, watch, as soon as his contract's up, he'll be on the challenge. But no, I don't think he is the.
I don't think he's got it in him to compete, though. I think if you put Tyler in an Armageddon versus a grown ass man, I think he's gonna get blitzkrieged. Okay, and see, this is the thing, though. You feel me? Like some people, like boxers, for instance, they like to duck fights because they know they don't want that smoke. They like to wait for their opponent to get old, then challenge them later. Yes. I feel like Tyler's that guy.
Think about it. With the challenge now, the number of people that are within a certain group bracket, I guess you could say, are slowly dwindling. For example, this season, you have 30 people, and out of these 30 people, only 6 of them are people who have won a challenge before. So the people that haven't, such as the Lavender Losers, they have a big enough group to take out Johnny, to take out Cara, to take out Zach, to take out Veronica and CT. And they're just too stupid to come together and say, all right, let's just fucking take them out and then we battle it out. We have 4 people from Big Brother currently on the challenge. And from the spoilers I've read, there's going to be some people from Survivor and from Big Brother
on the next challenge. And then plus, not only that, you have
You're getting some reality stars from across the country too.
You have X on the Beach people, such as Paulie, who is also on Big Brother, who also has a connection with his people from X on the Beach, and who brought them in for like this season with Jose and Devon and Angela.
A lot of them couples don't be exes though. Like that'd be some like made up shit.
What I'm saying is, if you look at it, Big Brother by next season, because they'll have Angela and because they'll have whoever and Faith from X on the Beach because of Paulie being on X on the Beach, and then also Corey possibly being on it. And I know Morgan's on X on the Beach, so maybe her. Their numbers are building on MTV. And I know that the people on the challenge are too stupid to just knock off the minority. Paulie and Devon and Jose and all of them, they're not that stupid. They're gonna knock them down. So with that said, if you have Tyler in that group, Tyler may not ever even have to go in, especially with his social game.
So do you think that Corey will be permanently banned after this Tony fiasco?
I don't think so. I think they might
because
make him sit out.
The video, man, that looked bad. I slowed that shit down.
I think they might do him like they did CT, and they might put him on ice for a while, but I don't think he'll be
they did bring
banned.
CT back, and CT stole a man to sleep. Yeah. So here's my question to y'all then.
CT was actually good. Corey is a flop.
Yeah, but CT was good back in the day, like we said, where the strategy, it was more to be desired there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But but he won in the modern show.
Because he didn't win in the old setup. He usually was in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he's been to 8 finals, and it took him 8 finals to finally win.
Didn't he win Dirty 30?
He won Dirty 30 and Rivals 2 with Wes. People say Johnny Bananas is this freaking master of the challenge. Johnny Bananas is only good because you give fucking Johnny Bananas a partner like Tyler, and yet you give CT a partner like Veronica 20 years after her prime.
Yeah, but we gotta stop acting like Tony is this beast, though. I think Tony is one of them guys. Like Tony has 9 lives, bruh. Like this man, his first season, what did he have? Food poisoning or something? He had to leave. The second time, he got into a fight with his brother, didn't he? He had to leave again.
Yeah,
ain't that how that happened?
Uh-huh.
And then the third time, didn't he almost get into a fight with his brother got into a fight with a woman and he got eliminated.
He got into a fight with Camilla and he had to go. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So this man has all of these different chances, okay? So it's like, And see, there are people with theories going around that if Tony didn't get sent home, because see, people thinking what Corey did to him, it should have done enough damage to Tony that Tony had to be sent home. It should have at least been a situation where Devin got to work with Johnny Bananas now, and Tony and Corey leave.
Yeah, Devin and Johnny originally were supposed to be partners.
Mm-hmm. But I think Devin, he had a death in his family or something. Yeah. Right. Okay.
What's crazy? I always said that this is basically how MTV has had their golden boys. Okay, it was what's that kid's name? The guy from The Real World. Oh God, hold on. He's in a picture with Dr. Will on freaking Instagram. Theo. It was like Theo and like Landon.
You talking about homeboy from Real World Chicago?
Yes, it was like.
Hey, Brandon, that's the guy I was talking about that quit on his first challenge.
Oh,
y'all remember that shit? When he was against Corey and they had to do the hang gliding or something, or they had to jump off like a cliff and they had to float.
No, not that Theo. I'm talking about Theo back in like the early 2000s. Theo.
Okay.
Theo the comic. He a white guy with brown hair.
Yep, he's really good.
He was on Road Rules.
Yeah, Road Rules. So
I don't know that many white dudes go by Theo. Usually they go by Theodore.
It was like okay, so the Golden Boy evolution was like Theo and Darrell, those
Mike,
MTV's first Golden Boys, right? Along with the Miz. And then you get the new generation or the upcoming generation, which was Kenny and Wes. Kenny and Evan.
Ugh.
and then they get banned, and then you get the poor man's Kenny, which is Johnny Bananas.
But he was with them as well, remember?
He was their little puppet.
Didn't Kenny come back like a couple of seasons ago, Dirty 30?
No, he's forever banned.
Oh, what was that guy's name? He was teamed up with that Latina chick.
Leroy?
No, not Leroy.
West?
No, not West, but he's cool with West, though, the dude I'm talking about.
Oh,
he kind of looks like a West a little. No, not Derek's little ass. But he was cool with Derek. He was cool with homeboy that won the season, Bananas' rival. I forgot Buddy name. It's not even that serious. But I just can't remember Buddy's name. But I just remember him being like an old school player. But I just forgot his name. But ladies and gentlemen, get them questions in because it's almost 2:00 B's time. So we can get into questions now, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all have been troopers in this chat room.
Can I just say one thing about the challenge?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, bro.
After Bananas, then you have Tony. After Tony being the golden boy, I have a feeling Paulie is slowly becoming MTV's new golden boy. He's gotten way too much airtime not to be.
Yeah, even Brandon said he thinks he's the next Bananas. He thinks it's set in stone.
I need a team challenge.
I think there's a lot of next Bananas up though. Like I think they're hedging on multiple people.
I need an Inferno, a Cutthroat, the Gauntlet. You need to bring. I need a team challenge because that gives me a lot of drama, and I want to. It forces people to play harder. Because like these little pairing games don't force people to play as hard. Team challenges do.
I like it when it's an individual game myself.
See, I don't like individual. I'm so over the individual and the duos. I'm over it. I want a team challenge. We haven't had a team challenge since Cutthroat.
I want a Battle of the Seasons or like Battle of the TV shows. So like Road Rules, Real World, Are You the One, Big Brother. Bam, there you go. Or I want like an actual fresh meat.
Okay, we got a question here from Ghost Hunter. What can they do to improve Big Brother 20 run other than get rid of Miss Grodner and whoever is hunting down these recruits? So how do y'all think they can improve Big Brother 21?
Get rid of Grodner and change the format, which I've been saying forever.
So what would you change the format of the game to?
I said it last week. We need to get rid of have-nots. This season nobody even argued about it. They were volunteering to be have-not.
They had a have-not rotation going.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is this?
And I was like, okay, that lets you know that it's time to end it. I think that they should go to BB rations, do house rations, and make them compete for food.
Honestly, I think they should go back to peanut butter and jelly, man, instead of slop. I think peanut butter and jelly will drive someone just as crazy as slop, but it's meant not to. Like, it's supposed to have your sweetness, your protein. It's supposed to have all of it in combined compared to the slop. It's supposed to be more nutritious.
To implement the remember when it was a BB18 where they had the different types of vetoes in the care packages? I think that they need to switch. I think they need to switch the vetoes up every week. Do something that sound like that, like a forced veto, forcing people. I think that they should just do a season with a forced veto. Force people.
Yeah, force them to use it. Yeah. I've been saying that. Now that would change the game completely, right there. Because if you're forced to use it, then people ain't gonna win it just to pad their stats.
You know what I think they should do? One, no more fucking bullshit twists that actually affect the game drastically. Just go back to having casting twists, because that's when you had your best seasons. Season 4, season 6, even season 5 was good, and All Stars and season 8. Those are 5 seasons that are considered some of the best. Why? Because you had a casting twist, not a fucking game twist that gives someone a coup d'etat to completely change nomination. Like, that's bullshit.
Secondly, I feel like if you're going to have that, you need to earn it. Like Mike Boogie had to on All Stars.
Exactly. Secondly, I do not want this fucking block bullshit anymore. I want it to be like Survivor, where everyone is up for eviction. And everyone on eviction night has to go into the DR and say who they want out. And we have, instead of a hidden idol, a hidden veto that you had the chance to go find all week. You can't tell anyone you have it. And then you play it if you need it.
Do you think that? I mean, I like that idea for a lot of reasons, because that would be a lot like the format the challenge has right now. I think if Big Brother were to change their format right now to what the challenge has, where, okay, if y'all want to vote this dude out, then he has a chance to battle against one of y'all to stay in the game. I think that would make the game interesting. I think Brandon's idea of making it a mandatory veto use, I think that's a great idea as well. But if I had to throw out something that's a little bit from left field, I'd say they should have a season with no vetoes, no twists, 100% all super fans, no nominations, and people just have to compete for HOH. You win HOH, you're free. You don't get nominated, but that's it. Right?
I'll even wait.
I think if you do it that way,
HOH, you win HOH, you're safe, and you can keep like one other person safe.
Yeah. Now that would be smooth, because then that would allow a showman's to,
or even you're safe, and instead of nominating 2 people, you can keep 2 people safe.
But Raven, your original suggestion is very, very BBUK, which is why I love it, because everyone can be up for, multiple people can be up for nominations, and instead of the audience choosing, which, thank God, we don't need no power in choosing who needs to go. It would be good for the house to decide who, because then everybody would just be freaking out, going paranoid, trying to figure out where were the votes at.
Right, because what makes the season so boring is that now, because the seasons are so long,
which they need to cut that out to.
Yeah, you have
75 days
play
again.
the whole game, because
it'd be dragging, man.
It drags, and on top of that, since it's a longer season, people are starting to figure out how to avoid the block, and it gets to a point where, for example, Tyler, you could put Tyler at a certain point in the game, I want to say maybe by week 4 or 5-ish, you could put Tyler on the block. He's not going to go home.
Yeah.
The only way
I agree.
The only way you can get him out is by getting people to vote for him, and he wouldn't know who voted for him, because everyone can vote.
But see, they need to start. I know they all about expect the unexpected, but I feel like y'all did Swaggy C grimy when y'all made this man compete and win 2 different competitions, all for the right not to have a fucking HOH.
No,
you feel me? Like,
production didn't make Swaggy win shit. He wanted himself, and then he continuously reminded people he wanted.
But Raven, we gotta put ourselves in his shoes, okay? Number one, you know you got a showman's in the making, so you already paranoid. Like, I gotta protect my lady.
Hold up. It was night 1. I thought they were brother and sister.
Well, I'm saying it was in the making. That's what I'm saying. Like every dude plays down how he feels about a girl when he first start getting to know her.
I love Swaggy and Bailey, but that's their fault, because they could have played it so much better than what they did.
Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that part, but what I'm essentially saying is, if Big Brother lets everyone know what they're competing for, Swaggy doesn't want that shit. Because in Swaggy's best play was to throw that shit to Angela, let her go ahead and have that power. He destroys everyone in the HOH comp. Now he controls who goes home first. Swaggy's
move would have simply just, if he was a super fan, just don't win shit right now.
But see, that's the thing, though. You can't beat a black guy and throw comps, because they'll send you home anyway. We've seen it.
Well, then you obviously, like, as horrible as this sounds, if you can't talk your way off of going home, or if you cannot give a good enough first impression on one night, on night 1, then you're not that good anyway.
But he's wearing his clothes and stuff. I mean, it was the perfect storm for him not to be able to talk himself out of being the first or second boot. But see, that's exactly what I'm saying. He competed as hard as he did because he wanted to win HOH to dictate the pace of the game. See, Tyler's able to win the first HOH and jump out, and all of a sudden, no one's targeting him week 2. That's bullshit. Every week 1 HOH should be targeted the next week.
Tyler targeted the old man that no one cared about anyway.
Yeah, but then he parlayed a relationship with someone else with a twist, and now he has 2 twists on his side. And then
but they didn't know that because they were idiots. They knew that Swaggy was doing what he was doing because Swaggy does not shut up.
Yeah, that was his problem.
But Sam did tell Tyler about her twist before Swaggy was ever nominated. So
but here's the thing, I don't think
mouth shut, and that's why Tyler was still in the house. Swaggy was constantly, even 2 weeks after he won that very first competition, he's walking around the house telling everyone he has won the most competitions in the house because he won 2. And it's literally been 2 weeks and he would not stop. And then he also tells them that he's the leader of his side and that Caitlyn is a mess and she's going to be the first one gone from their group. I'm sorry. I know you want to defend.
Right. No. I can agree with that. But those bad game moves occurred after his game was already ruined. That's what I'm saying.
Swaggy's game was ruined the second that after he decided not to choose Angela's team, he should have just shot his mouth.
Yeah.
He would have had Angela be the only person that would have been targeting him. But supposedly before feeds came up, he was just doing too much.
But see, I'm trying to get y'all to see it from my perspective, because if Swaggy wins the first HOH, he sends someone home, okay? Now, let's just say he sends Angela home. That makes a huge difference in the rest of the game. A huge difference.
Yeah. And
especially now with the information that we know about her relationship with Casey, her relationship with Tyler from Hilton Head, it would have took out a huge crutch in Tyler's end game. So what I'm saying to you is, if Swaggy would have known ahead of time what he was competing for was an HOH, he would have thrown it. But because he didn't know, he went all out because that's his nature. And see, he's a 6'3". But hold on.
This is the HOH competition. They always announce it.
But what does a super fan assume, though? Okay, especially based off the last season of BB20, you're thinking, okay, I'm competing for something here.
Exactly.
All right, something powerful.
Where Cody literally won the first competition, and then he ends up having to nominate 5 people.
Yeah, but that's because the veteran was in the game. I mean, if you're Swaggy and you're not competing against veterans, you don't think someone's going to have some random protection, or you don't think that you're going to be put in a position to make half of the house your enemy, half of the house your ally. You don't think that.
But like competition before Paul came in. There were 3 competitions that day. There was 2 before Paul and then 1 after Paul.
Right. And I'm in no way comparing Cody as the game player to Swaggy, because if Cody would have walked into the game knowing what Swaggy would have known, he would have had a higher ceiling just because he's a white guy off rip. But see, that's my point, though. Swaggy came into this game as a 6'3" black man with a huge personality. He was destined to be a pre-jury boot no matter how well he played it. My thing is, if production lets him know that he's competing for an HOH, he at least gets to control the pace of week 1. And we don't know what happens after that. But because he didn't get the opportunity to win HOH, and by him winning that first comp, he now can't compete for the HOH. So even though he's safe, he can't control who goes home. I'd argue being safe and not controlling who goes home is more of a disadvantage.
Even though he didn't win that HOH, he still had more numbers than Tyler. What Swaggy did that ruined his game, besides trusting Tyler, was getting in a showmance with Bailey, therefore giving Tyler room to take Caitlyn while he's too busy with Bailey. The same way that Tyler, I feel, lost Big Brother 20 because he was off in a room with Angela for 3 weeks, like Swaggy was off in a room with Bailey.
But how can you be so critical of Swaggy's game without also acknowledging the fact that he was working against a pregame alliance? Like, no matter what Swaggy does, he gets targeted anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
Alliance didn't even have the majority. Swaggy had the majority.
Mm-hmm.
So
but when you have 3 people walking into the game that are inseparable, that don't have to get to know each other.
But it's 3 people versus like 8.
But they added another 3 in a week.
And they didn't win a competition until like week 6.
And why did they not go out? Because they had production. They had the numbers. They just didn't have the numbers in the game yet. But they had the numbers.
But Swaggy slacked up and let Caitlyn fall underneath Taylor. Exactly. I mean, that's
so you're saying if there is no pregame alliance, Swaggy plays the exact same way.
You're
saying he would have had
No. Even if there is a pregame alliance, Swaggy, it was week 1. Which was
he had the upper hand.
He had
he didn't. Come on, y'all.
He did.
A 9-person alliance.
Swaggy had the upper hand in this game.
He had Steve, Bailey.
And also, Bessie won the veto. And they could have used it.
But see, y'all are proving my point, though. If he had all of these numbers and he wins HOH, he keeps all of those numbers. Steve doesn't leave. Now he goes into week 2 with those numbers.
But who was on the block? It was Steve and Sam. Sam wasn't a number for Swaggy.
But my point is, if Swaggy's HOH, Steve isn't on the block or Sam. It's probably Angela and someone else. So he keeps all of his numbers and he gets rid of one guaranteed number for the other side.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Tyler put up one of the Hive's numbers and then put up Sam, who wasn't their number. The Hive,
she was a floater.
The votes to vote out Sam. So Tyler's HOH would have been Tyler just evicting an ally for himself. The difference is that...
But he wanted to backdoor Bailey, though.
Okay, so even if Tyler didn't backdoor Bailey and the nom stayed the same, they could have still voted out Sam. The reason why they didn't have the votes to vote out Sam was because Swaggy was locked in a room with Bailey, not giving Caitlyn any attention and making Caitlyn feel like she wasn't a part of the group. And
Faisal was chasing behind Haley.
Exactly. Who was up Caitlyn's butt? Tyler. One thing that Dr. Will always said, he said it in All Stars, he would always take Janelle away from Howie and Marcellus and James, because if he spent enough time with her and he was always the last person in her ear before she made any decision, she would always do what she wanted, not what her own friends wanted. And that's what Tyler did. They lost Caitlyn because Swaggy, instead of being with everyone and keeping tabs on everyone, on his little soldiers, he let Caitlyn, the psychopath, go be with Tyler.
So let me get this straight. Y'all are basically saying that Swaggy could have still been in this game a long time after that terrible twist he had.
Y'all,
come on, man. That twist is designed to ruin any player, let alone a black guy.
But listen. Okay, Swaggy had Rockstar, Steve, Bailey, Haley,
Faisal,
Bessie, Scotty, Caitlyn. 7.
And he saved Casey, but Casey never wanted to join up with him, which is my point. The pregame alliance made it impossible for Swaggy to rebound from it.
But it made it impossible. 8-6, Dave.
It was 7-6.
It's 8-6, but when there's 3 people that will never consider flipping, it's not really 8-6.
You don't need them to flip. You have the numbers no matter what.
Get them out.
Okay, how many sure numbers did Swaggy really have week 1?
Week 1,
he had 7.
Those numbers. He had.
But were they as close as Casey, Angela, and Tyler?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, come on, y'all. Bruh, that's like saying another YouTuber is as close to you 2 as I am. No, us 3 are close. Put it this way, if us 3 play Big Brother together, we'd come in with a leg up on everyone, right?
Let's be real. Tyler was loyal to Tyler. The end. Tyler was loyal to Tyler. Bessie was more loyal to Swaggy than Tyler was to Angela. Tyler and Angela, no. Okay, you have 7 people. Your 3 people don't matter. Don't matter. Even if you have 7 versus 3, and literally level 6 did not win anything until their 4th nomination, the 4th or 5th week. They could have steamrolled them, because if you have those, was it 7 or 8 numbers? So then
it was 8 of them.
By the time Angela won her HOH, it still would have been like 8 to 3 by now. So
okay, well, here's my argument to debunk the whole. Well, Swaggy had an opportunity to recover. How come Andrew Miller couldn't recover in Big Brother Canada from the same twist? He didn't play as sloppy as Swaggy did he?
Andrew Miller made people think that. Andrew Miller didn't make people think what's best for them is, what's best for him is also what's best for them. Andrew Miller was just thinking, I want to do this. I don't think we should vote out Rosina. Shake on it right now. We're not going to vote out Rosina. He wasn't thinking we. He was being like Danielle from BB8.
But Swaggy was thinking we though. So that's my point.
Swaggy was thinking pussy with Bailey.
Well, y'all just said he had 7 numbers. He was thinking we too, but he tried to bring in Tyler on the we.
He neglected Caitlyn.
Yes, because he was too busy with Bailey. Just like Tyler. Look, Tyler had the majority on the jury, right? He lost one because he was up Angela's butt. He lost Sam. So that's why he just lost.
Poetic justice.
So y'all have 2 black men that had the same twist that ruined their game and got them out the week right after they use it. They play 2 exactly different ways. And you're telling me that in both cases, the black dudes just happen to play wrong. And it's not the actual twist ruining their game for them?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. 100%. It's the twist. It's the twist. The twist is created to make you have half the house hate you.
My mindset is this. If you're a good player and you have that twist, let's say I'm basically Danielle Reyes and I have that twist, I would be like, I don't give a fuck, put me on the block because I have the numbers to stay no matter what. I would never be afraid of being on the block because guess what? I will make sure I always have the numbers to stay in the house.
Come on, y'all. Y'all know a black player cannot be gift wrapped them type of powers and then have people go, hey, but I want to work with you, bro.
Several numbers. Andrew neglected several numbers. Swaggy.
No, he didn't. The numbers turned on him. Erica turned on him. Hamza was up next to him, so Hamza didn't turn on him. But all of the girls in the red room, they turned on him quickly. And Paris, I believe he didn't pick Paris, so Paris turned on him.
And those girls ended up like.
And Will didn't like him either because he didn't choose Will. Okay, so he had people in the white room that were supposed to be aligned to him. He didn't pick all of them, so some of them resented him. Then you had the majority of the red room; they resented him.
The room that he picked, Jesse and Derek, they ended up going into a showmance with the people he didn't pick.
Exactly, but I mean, you can't predict the future and be like, oh, well, they're going to be in a showmance 5 days from now. I mean, you just got to pick, and see, that's why the twist is so unfair because you have to use it when you don't know anyone yet.
You can.
So you're not even going off a strategy. You're really going off a first impression. Like, let me put this dude in the safe spot. You see what I'm saying?
Twist is only different because Andrew literally had to pull a random thing or whatever. Swaggy shouldn't have won anything that early anyway.
Right. But once again, though, if you're Swaggy, do you expect that twist? Because see, the only person up to that point that successfully used a twist like that was Paul, right? Wasn't he the only person?
They did this twist also in BB6, except it was for HOH. And they made a deal that the people because it was split down the middle, they had to choose people to be on each team. And basically, if whichever
who won the twist
it was Rachel.
Okay, all right. So it was someone who was on the right side, I guess, because her team ended up winning. But
no, that week, the people that were safe weren't even the Sovereign Six. It was Maggie, April, the black guy, James.
Bo.
Yeah, people that were all Team Cappy. And yeah, so that twist is not even the twist.
All right, so here's the question of all questions. Y'all have this heaven or hell twist. Y'all have just made half the house your enemy. What do you do to make that half not mad at you? As a black person.
Oh, I go up to them and I basically just freaking talk to them.
Exactly. Make connections.
Swaggy had a split house, and he only talked to the people on his side.
He only talked to a majority of a portion of those because he neglected Caitlyn, and the signs were there with Caitlyn.
Yep. But Andrew Miller tried to make connections too. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. Like, Andrew Miller played it in the passive way. Swaggy C played it in an aggressive way. Okay? Both of them prove no matter how you play it, that twist will shit on you.
But also, Andrew Miller, what he does not realize is that it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And the way Andrew Miller would approach those people, I'm sorry, I would tell him to fuck off and I wouldn't do a damn thing he told me. Swaggy, the way Swaggy would approach me, the same way he approached Rachel, I would then consider what he has to say. But with Swaggy tried coming to people at the last minute after only spending time with Bailey and or Fessy/Falte. When you had that split house, what Swaggy did that was what honestly made the season so great was that Swaggy had his clique, he formed his clique, and he only wanted to be around those people, which made the other side of the house be over there. And so when he was nominated up against Winston and he had to convince like fucking Rachel or someone like Angela.
And let's give him credit. He played well when he campaigned now.
Yeah, he did, but it was too late. If it were me and you're coming to me now that you're on the block and you haven't talked to me in 2 weeks, I'd say fuck
exactly.
off.
But see, that's the thing, though. It's too late when a black player campaigns, but a white guy can talk himself out of anything. We've seen it.
Swaggy did not even realize that he was up against someone in Level 6 Alliance because he didn't know about Level 6 Alliance because for some reason he still trusted Tyler after Caitlyn.
And the signs were there with Tyler too, because Tyler would never stay in a room with them the whole time. He would always be in a room with Winston, and that's what I didn't get either. Right. He was never around them that much.
Exactly. Swaggy was always in a room on another planet with Bailey, always. And when you're away from the house with one person for that much time, it seems like it's not a lot of time, but it is. And while you're away in that room, people can finally start talking about you, and people can start figuring out how the fuck to get you out the next week. And that's what happened to him, basically. All
right, I got another question. Let's say this same twist happens in Survivor. Do you really think Wendell could talk himself out of that shit?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Wendell was charming.
I know. Yes. Wendell's game. The reason why Wendell's game was so good is because he never would have considered none of that dumb shit. You feel me? Like, see, the thing is, I personally believe in reality TV, for a black person to win the game, you have to play perfect. You can't have one mistake, because that one mistake will screw you.
I think Wendell's game was excellent because Wendell really took the time, and this is the difference between Wendell and Dom. Wendell took the time to actually get to know these people in the very beginning, whereas Dom, he had his little thing with that Chris, is his name Chris? Whatever.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Noble.
And so with Wendell,
you have no bars.
Right. Oh God, hilarious.
The fact that he's the winner now and he had that quote, like, it's just legendary, bro.
And on top of that, Wendell, I think it's telling that Wendell played an amazing social game when only one person all season wrote his name down. And it was fucking the 18-year-old boy, Michael, who knew he was playing an incredible game and that no one was ever going to vote him out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that dude, Michael Yerger's an idiot because he walked up to Wendell. I heard it on a podcast and he asked him, "How do you spell your name, Wendell?" Like, that was just dumb on his part. That's when Wendell started knowing that he wasn't real. I mean, well, that he's going to turn on him eventually because he like, "Why you want to know how to spell my name, bro?"
And I mean, you can even argue Wendell.
Just spell it wrong. They'll know who you mean.
Wendell's partner in crime was Dom, the white guy. And Dom is the one that, to those last 5 jury members, they felt he was the aggressive one.
Abrasive.
He was abrasive, while Wendell made them feel good towards the end of the game. And that's why you have the people in the beginning of the jury who voted for Dom, but the people towards the end, like Sebastian, felt like Dom just wasn't a good guy, whereas Wendell was. So could Wendell go on to Big Brother and play like that? Absolutely. Because Wendell just makes you feel good when you're fucking miserable. Swaggy, I'm sorry, have we heard Wendell talk in third person?
No.
Exactly. There you go.
Wait, say that one more time. My fault. What'd you say?
I said, have we heard Wendell talk in third person?
Oh, no.
Exactly.
But neither did Andrew. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
if you just read Swaggy's tweets,
he needs to tone it down in a situation like that.
Yes.
You have to code switch and on top of it, you're a minority. You cannot go in a house with a bunch of white people and be like that. Like, no. He painted a target on himself and he had it good. He had it good.
He had the numbers and he had people willing to ride or die with him. He had a fucking bitch from Texas A&M willing to ride or die for him. Okay.
That's what that swagger do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But the swagger didn't see that Caitlyn was over there with Tyler when the writing was on the wall.
And you know why? It's because everyone this season underestimated Tyler's ability to be very manipulative, emotionally and just psychologically. They thought that they were hanging out with Jason Guy, but in reality, they were hanging out with like Roddy, the devil.
Yeah, but let's be real though. See, I gotta get down to the brass tacks. If Tyler is the exact same person, the exact same characteristics, the exact same qualities, but he's a black man playing that game, the people in the house do not look at him that way. They don't look at him as a sweet baby. They look at him way differently. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Swaggy came into the game. I'll agree. Swaggy made a lot of mistakes. Swaggy played himself out of the game. Swaggy shouldn't have been that close to Bailey that quickly in the game. He shouldn't have been that close to Tyler. But at the end of the day, that heaven or hell twist, no matter what he does after that, that shit fucked him up. There was no way. The only way for that man to make jury after that heaven or hell twist, in my opinion, is for him to just win out. But there was no way.
You can even argue that very first twist production put in there to help him, because you can even argue that, hey, without that friggin' twist where he had to save people, Tyler might have put him up himself the first week. And to say that...
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Swaggy could have competed for HOH, though. See, that's my whole thing. I think if Swaggy competes for HOH, he beats anyone. And he doesn't go out week one.
In that competition with those balls, they would have took Swaggy out first.
Yeah, that was a competition where they can take
But y'all just said Swaggy had like 7 or 8 allies. Why wouldn't people help him be HOH?
Because they were getting knocked out early on. And then, a lot of them, too, weren't even competing because they were saved.
The final people in that competition were Tyler and Bailey. And the only reason Bailey did not win is because Bailey thought she was with the level 6 side of things and never put a ball in Tyler's thingy prior. Bailey was putting balls into the Falte side people because she was not a part of Falte yet.
But see, this is my point, though, okay? If Swaggy's team, because I forgot the team he walked into the house with. Marcellus
have both played the game and both have made it far in the game without twist and when the game was actually fair. And
yeah, but Marcellus made a bigger choke than Bailey, so I'm not even going to get into him.
But they made it. That's 2 black people that have made it to the final 5. One made it to final 2, and they had no help. They had a veto that they couldn't even win on their own. They had to have someone else win it for them and risk themselves getting on the block. Danielle Reyes was a complete bitch in the diary room, but she left it in the diary room. That's why she got so far.
We could move on, but I just think y'all are underestimating how hard it is to work yourself back from making half the house available to go home and the other half safe. I just think it's one of those things where people in the back of their mind, they're always going to remember, you didn't keep me safe. No matter what you say to them in their face, no matter what you cook for them, no matter how you set their beds, they're going to always remember.
For your numbers to keep you.
But nobody was really mad at Swaggy but Angela.
Yeah, that's it. And Angela was a freaking couch the first
Yeah,
time.
but he saved Casey, and she didn't even give a fuck about him. So there was clearly people mad at him that were saved by him too. So this just goes to show, even if he doesn't save you, there are people still with preconceived notions against him. So
we knew Casey didn't, but that goes to your point.
But at that time, we didn't know Casey didn't like him though. At that time, I'm just saying.
If she had a pre-alliance with Tyler, then she was never going to care for Swaggy.
But that's my point. No matter if Casey, Angela, and Tyler run the other side, right? If Swaggy has all these numbers on this side, and Swaggy is clearly the person who looks like the leader, even if he does play a smart game and he doesn't seem like he's the leader, people are going to look at him as the leader because people are following him in the game. They're like following him outside. They're following him to rock climb. They're following him in the bedroom.
Wasn't Bailey? He didn't even say Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey had to compete for her safety.
Yeah, he didn't save. But see, that's my point, because he wasn't blinded by love at that moment. Because if he was, he would have saved her and saved Angela and just said, "Fuck it, I'm keeping my girl safe." But he actually thought
he was blinded by Bailey at that point, because Bailey, after he won his competition, Bailey was the one that went in there and told him, "Calm down, because you're becoming a target."
Yeah.
And right, but if he was
Tyler won that HOH, that's why he went up. Yeah.
So you're saying he was blinded by love even though he didn't keep his girl safe?
No. You tell him.
Okay. No, what I'm saying is at that point he was starting to grow feelings for Bailey after she went in there and told him after he won that competition.
And he even said it in the DR, because I remember thinking like it was the most ridiculous bullshit ever. Yeah.
But don't you think Faisal keeps Haley safe, her group safe? I feel like the man that's blinded by love keeps his girl safe in that moment. He doesn't take the risk. So that showed me Swaggy was his head was in the game. I don't think he was all the way blinded yet when he made that decision.
It was like the first few hours.
Yeah.
And he was close to Tyler, so he probably thought, you know what? Tyler gonna protect her worst come to worst. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I truly believe now, while he made tons of terrible decisions, I truly don't believe he was that blinded at that moment yet. But I think after that it was over. He was blinded completely. But I think up until that point though, I think his head was in the strategic side.
Think about it. You just said it. He trusted Tyler, who he didn't even save.
Well, yeah. Wasn't Tyler in the same group as Bailey?
Yeah, you just said it. He trusted Tyler and thought that, nothing was going to happen to him, but he didn't save Tyler. So
but that's my point. By not saving Tyler, he created an enemy in Tyler.
But why would he trust Tyler in the first place and go to him with information like he was doing?
See, that's what I'm telling you. That's the part I'm not defending, right? I'm defending the point that if you have this twist and you are a black person, you are so underground at this point. You are so under.
But he wasn't underground. He was above ground.
Way above ground.
All right, I'm gonna put it this way. One day, if they keep this twist going, if we ever see another black person get it, okay, I hope this person plays it perfectly so y'all can see it don't matter. It don't matter if you're the nicest, most soft-spoken guy in the world. It don't matter if you're the most militant guy in the world. If you have all that power, if you have the power to dictate who is safe and who isn't, and you don't choose somebody, they gonna remember that, man. I'd remember it if it happened to me. You didn't keep me safe, bro.
Hey, last comment, though. I just thought about something. I do agree that in another house, that logic would work, but let's keep in mind that who are the racist people in the who are the what we could possibly call racist people in the house? Haley's definitely not, Bessie's not, Rockstar's not, Scotty's not, Bailey is not, Caitlin, Steve is not. Who else was it? I don't think Casey is, because Casey had a freaking crush on Bailey. So
you could be racist and still swirl. Let me.
And Tyler's not. So the racist people really are just like
Winston,
Angela, Winston. Oh, sorry, I feel so bad now because we're basically calling them racist on a fucking podcast when Winston didn't say anything like
allegedly.
That. Yeah, but
allegedly.
No, Winston was calling motherfuckers boy a lot though. Let's call a spade a spade.
Oh, it's awkward.
Listen
that's
here, boy.
That's 3 people out of a house of 17, and those 3 people, which would be Casey, Angela, and Rachel,
were irrelevant the entire first half.
Yeah.
Arguably, the entire first 75% of the game.
But that's my argument as to why Swaggy would have had to get up out of there regardless. Those people knew he was overshadowing them. They just knew it.
Swaggy could have been the Derek because that side of the house, honestly, that side of the house was loyal. The Tyler side of the house, they were just fucking sheep.
So you think production would have allowed Swaggy to destroy a pregame alliance that they allowed into the game?
Production like Swaggy. I think production like Swaggy more than Angela and Rachel. I think they just like Tyler on that side. The same way the audience doesn't like Rachel or Winston or Angela. They just like Tyler.
But see, we're not even mentioning JC being a former CBS employee. He could be a current one, okay? So, and JC hates Swaggy with a passion. So if CBS truly likes Swaggy, why would JC hate him so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think CBS likes Swaggy because he's the first black guy they've really hit on in years. I think that's why they like him.
Last season, they screwed Cody intentionally or unintentionally. We can figure that out some other time. But they tried so hard to keep the Cody Paul story up. They liked each of them. So I think that they probably would still have wanted the Swaggy versus Tyler story. But then again, also, just like in season 6, there has to be collateral damage. Swaggy is the one that drew the line and split the house which made the season so good. And Swaggy was the Cappy that had to go in order for the season to continue to be good. If Swaggy, honestly, if Swaggy were still in the house, it would probably be boring because you would have him calling all the shots constantly and him making out with Bailey constantly.
Now you know it wouldn't be boring. Let's stop that. Y'all know that shit wouldn't be.
But it would have been one side. It would have been one-sided.
It would have been very one-sided. It would have been Derek and his fucking children.
I just wanted Swaggy to make Jury, man. I didn't. If he would have just made that would have been good enough for me. Cause man, I swear, down the stretch, man, it was just.
Swaggy should have just did what freaking Casey did, and better yet, he should have did what Angela did. I think Angela at least knows that she's an evil cunt that no one likes. So what did Angela do after she said like one racist remark to her little girlfriend? The first day. Or second day. But after that, Angela went into fucking hiding like freaking Swaggy Osbourne for the
Where's Waldo?
Month. That is what Swaggy should have done. If you know you have a big mouth that you don't filter, I'm sorry. This is a social experiment where they are basically testing you to see what you're willing to say or not to say in order to win $500,000. That is why they put all of these different people in the house, such as Southern people, Northern people, racist people, etc., to see what you're capable of keeping shut for $500,000. He failed, miserably failed at that. Why? Because he cared too much about his damn t-shirts. He cared too much about getting a power app, which is why he even started his showmance in the first place, like he said in the freaking VR. He was trying too hard to be a freaking personality, a reality television personality, where you have Tyler, who is boring as shit, and probably knows he's boring as shit, but still played better, because he was looking for $500K, not t-shirts.
All right, well, we can move on to another question because the chat is like, damn, this is the longest answer we've ever. Hey, that shit was lit, though. I like it when we debate, though, man. Embrace debate. That was some first take type shit, coach. We got another question from Sir Darian Green.
All right.
Where is Big Brother US heading after this season of several TMZ articles? No Outback Steakhouse and the least viewed double eviction in years. Is this the beginning of the end of an era?
I have a theory about what I think is about to happen with Big Brother USA. I think CBS by season 21 or like season 22, maybe. I think CBS is no longer going to want to have it. So they'll take it off their network, and I could see like ABC buying it.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I could see, because I think The Bachelor and Bachelorette, although it's still going well.
Well, they're bringing the Glass House back, right?
Yeah.
So it might be. I don't know.
Yeah. So I could see them.
And they got Castaways to go at it with Survivor. Yeah. So yeah, they might go ahead and just say, fuck it, let's pick up Big Brother.
I could see ABC taking it and Chris Harrison being the freaking host, and they'll probably have like Mark Burnett or someone be the producers, which I would love.
What's your thoughts on that, B?
I'm in agreement, but I would imagine that NBC would probably put their whole fortune up to get it before ABC would.
Oh, true. Yeah, because ABC has The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. They got enough money.
Yeah. True. And NBC needs like that big juggernaut type reality show. I mean, they have The Voice, but I'm pretty sure they want another one to like go with it.
Or MTV may take it because their show is slowly turning into trash.
And then we're counting out Fox too. Fox doesn't have that big reality show either since American Idol, so they might put up money for
Fox
it.
Fox really needs a show. Now with FX, they're doing a great job with like Snowfall in Atlanta and stuff like that. But when it comes to actually Fox, though, I mean, if it's not football on TV, who's watching Fox?
Right.
I mean, there was a time when motherfuckers would tune in to watch the Sunday, like, lineup of Family Guy, Simpsons, and, but now people are older now. We'll wait for that to turn up on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have nothing on Fox anymore. They used to have Arrested Development. Now, I heard they brought that back, but I'm not sure if it's still popping.
If Julie Chen leaves, who do y'all think will be the host?
I think they're going to pick Ross Matthews.
Ugh. And that's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be Ross and Marissa.
I think that's the whole purpose of this off the block shit. I think they're trying to coach them, like put them through a quick, fast internship, like a fast forward internship. Like, we're going to
take position.
Exactly. Like, okay, you're going to get your interview skills up by doing this pregame and postgame stuff. And then eventually you get your feet so wet that you'll be able to take over for it. It's kind of like a quarterback that you bench for the first year, make him a red shirt. So I think that'll definitely be what it is.
I think Marissa being a host would be her being bigger than the show. Whereas with Julie Chen, well, everyone only knows Julie Chen because of like she started off like in news and then Big Brother. And she's not bigger than the show. Big Brother's bigger than her. So I feel like if they don't go for Ross and Marissa, which they probably will end up going for them, I could see them like pulling some BS with fucking Jeff Schroeder or Paul or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Or and even Tyler. After Tyler comes back next season for BB21 with his fucking 20 freaking friendship bracelets and his 10-week safety, his freaking power.
You know that motherfucker ain't playing no more. That motherfucker retired.
Roll over to next season. Which, by the way, can anyone please tell me why the hell during his final 2 speech he kept referring to the damn Power app and how he never had to use it? Okay,
because he thinks that proves how good he is because he didn't have to use it.
Okay, you know who else? Like, who else's Power app never really got used? Bailey's. You know who else didn't? Fucking Sam's, except hers failed.
True, but they ain't sitting at the end, and I think that's what Tyler's point was. Like, hey, look, I'm the only one with the Power app that made it to the end, so you should reward me.
If I'm Bailey, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck because you wanted to take me out because I had an app.
Exactly.
Hypocrite. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's why he didn't get her vote. I mean, he's just an idiot. Like, bro, you treated her like shit, framing her for an app well, not an app, but the hacker twist. And then, and see, she should have never told Rachel what she told her. Total catastrophe of a move. One of the worst moves I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, it was up to Rachel to keep that information to herself and use it as currency to stay in the game somehow. Instead, she used it and then kept acting nervous. And then they turned on her because they realized, we might as well just keep Brett, right?
Okay, so,
go ahead.
We've talked a lot about the dumb moves this season that were made by Faute. How come we have not talked about any of the dumb moves made by Level 6, Sam, and JC?
Because we can get into that. That ain't a big.
Yeah,
we can get into that.
I made a list because I will argue that level 6 is not this strategic, super smart alliance brigade 2.0 that everyone thinks. They had a shield in Baute.
1 second.
Shit. Like, they were not anything spectacular. They just had Baute to take all of the attention away from them, which is why they had no airtime. Oh, wait, where'd he go?
I don't know.
Oh, shoot. We still got fans? Viewers, are y'all still there? Respond in the chat. Let's see. Yes, I agree. They were lucky that Baute was just really, really dumb. Oh, yeah, and Tyler, I keep forgetting about Tyler saying that I don't need your vote.
And it came back to bite him.
And this is why I hate that fucking alliance, level 6. Those people did not care about jury votes at all.
And Angela definitely didn't.
What is wrong with these people? Like, I don't care if I hate you in that house. It's $500,000. And as you are leaving, I will literally treat you like gold because I want your jury vote. What is wrong with them?
Well, I didn't really hear all of the things that you brought up that were terrible game moves, but I think I could definitely pitch in on this conversation.
I was waiting for you before I did that.
Okay, bet.
Talking about how the jury management, it blows my mind that, you have Tyler telling Bailey, oh, I don't need your jury vote. And then you have Angela and even somewhat Casey. They didn't give a fuck about jury votes.
Yeah, I think Tyler's biggest mistake in the game, I think what he should have did at the end of the day, he should have just made up his mind and said, I'm going to the end with Sam. No one in their right mind would reward Sam with $500,000 for doing nothing over me. Period. End of story. JC, it's a risk. Casey, it's a risk. Angela, it's not really a risk, but she still won stuff. I think Sam was the surefire bet. Under no circumstances, there is not a bitter jury on this earth that rewards Sam, the fucking robot. I'm sorry.
I think that Sam should not have been awarded anything, but I think Sam against Tyler would be awarded $500K over Tyler because
damn, Tyler, you can't even beat her. Then why are you good at this game?
I was saying when Bailey got evicted that week when they were fighting, I even said Tyler's an idiot because you have the first jury member going on jury, and yet he's leaving along with 3 other jury votes that could have been for you. You cannot. Him and Angela both lost 4 jury votes in a week.
That's stupidity.
Insane. That's insane. Because again, look at the order of who voted for Casey. Bailey, first juror. Rockstar, second. Scotty, third. Bessie, fourth. And then you have Tyler's little vote, Haley, who wasn't going to vote for Tyler until she heard awful speech. And the even worse part about it is Tyler had a block of 5 voting against him. And yet he even had someone on the jury willing to flip her vote for him. But because his jury management was so bad, he still didn't win because the one person that literally worshipped him at his feet all season, and Sam, would not vote for him, even though he has known all season that Sam has said all this shit about not liking when people break pinky promises and not liking the game because people lie. And what does he do? He fucking lies. What is wrong with you? Play to your jury. If you have a jury member who has been loyal all season, who has been asking every single week about fucking flip votes, and who also is Muslim, they clearly cherish loyalty. So if you have a jury vote, don't break your final 4 with them that you made.
Yeah. I mean, the disrespect, man. I mean, I just think, man, when you are spoon-fed such a great position in this game for so long in this game, you are going to do things out of your character because you're going to believe you can't do no wrong, you know? And I think that played a huge role in all of this. And I think that's why I was hoping he wouldn't win AFP so he could learn from it. But because he was still rewarded with some money at the end, he probably is going to go through this thinking nothing was wrong with his game. So if he does play again, I expect him to go down the same way Paul did his second time again, because he didn't learn his lesson because he was rewarded AFP. You know,
I agree.
If he would have never got that money, I think maybe he looks in the mirror and goes, I have some flaws that I need to work on. But because he got that 25 on top of that 50, he's Gucci.
I don't think he'll go down the way Paul did, because I personally think that Paul is a better player than him in almost every way. I think he will go down in a way that's like he's gonna end up being taken out as soon as possible, because one, everyone has seen Paul's season. Everyone's is like terrified to be like that season, so there's a disadvantage for him. And two, they know he's a liar. Like Tyler literally lies every single sentence. Like he can't stop lying.
Yeah, they say your rookie season is the only season where no one has you figured out yet. But once you come back, people have tape that they can study on you now.
In your rookie season, you always make it to the end because you play the game that your winner of your rookie season played. Well, I don't see him playing Casey's game. I don't think that's possible because Casey did nothing and he has to micromanage everything.
Right. He's a control freak. And see, I feel like, you know, a guy like Tyler, who is this self-proclaimed super fan, and you can tell he's a fan of the game because of how he goes about certain things, but then you have other things that occur, and then you go, hey bro, I feel like if you got the type of knowledge of a true super fan, you should know better. You know, it's almost like he didn't watch Paul's seasons, like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I would say that he probably watched Paul's season but just thought he didn't have to lie in the goodbye messages and then he'd win, but I don't even think he knew that. Well, first off, here's my question for you guys.
I mean, you got producers calling you by your first name, you calling them by their first name. You know what I mean? Like it's like, bro, like he was gassed up, coach. Like that's what it is.
Here's my question. So let's start off with Tyler. What is Tyler's, I guess you could say, resume to win? Because I thought his speech was kind of
horrendous.
It was like he made points as to why he should win, but they were things that me as a jury member, I don't care about.
I mean, they asked him, what was your biggest move outside of winning a comp? And he literally said, my biggest move was America voting the app twist on me. Like, what?
I don't think he made a big move. I mean, you could say Brett, but that was a stupid move.
Yeah, his biggest move was week 2 with Caitlyn. He manipulated her, and that was it. Okay,
but he didn't want to claim that, because if he claims that, he's gonna have to get into detail how he pulled it off, and then he'll not seem like a nice guy anymore. Exactly. He didn't want that.
Every week, every move he made, none of it was benefiting him, and this is why I think JC played a better game than Tyler, because ultimately, if you think about it, yeah, Tyler was loyal to level 6, but Tyler was also kind of a floater in the sense of the first 6 weeks, that side of the house sucked at competitions. Like, I remember being shocked when Haley and Bessie won back-to-back, and then not only that, you have Kate, Scotty, and then Bailey winning. Those are 3 Valtes in a row. Like, and then Angela was in between them, and then you had 2 more Valte in a row. But what JC did better than Tyler is that JC would go kiss the butt of whoever was in power and float the way Tyler did. But the difference is Tyler would do that and then win competitions when he didn't even need them and put the people up that literally saved him the week before, and he throw them out like trash. You know what I mean? Like Bailey, she was evicted. Bailey was HOH the week before, and although she was a complete monster,
Bailey never even thought of putting Tyler up. Bailey spent a lot of time in the HOH with Tyler and truly thought Tyler was her friend. And then he gets his little girlfriend to put her up. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler was blowing smoke up a lot of asses tonight. Like, I mean,
even him getting Caitlyn to backdoor Swaggy. I don't even think that's a big move because that was also a stupid move in my eyes.
Because Swaggy was his shield.
Yeah.
I think he beat Swaggy at the end, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Swaggy was the perfect guy to play the bad cop to Tyler's good cop. But instead, he decided to be a beta male and let a woman be the bad cop. And see, that's my thing. And no disrespect to women or nothing, but if you're a guy who's trying to play this mastermind game, you need to learn from other mastermind men. Now, Dr. Will, he allowed a woman to be the bad cop in Nicole. But that was the first time we've seen a legit game of Big Brother being played. It's hard for you to find another game similar to that where a guy allowed a woman in his alliance to be the bad cop and he won over her. Usually, he's at the end with someone he's not aligned to at all when it's a girl and a guy at the end. Usually. Not all the time, but usually. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, Paul wasn't really aligned to Nicole. He lost to her, though. You know, but my whole point is, at the end of the day, if Tyler allows the bad cop to be a man, like, put it this way, if Tyler decides to keep Winston over Brett, he should go to the end with Winston. But because he kept the smarter player, he had to get rid of Brett in a grimy way. And see, and all of these things are very fluid, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? By allowing Angela to be the bad cop, you're giving Casey more power in the game because she's closer to Angela than she is to Brett. He should have allowed Brett to be the bad cop, got rid of Angela before Brett, and now Casey has a real conundrum. Yeah, well, exactly. He should at least put Casey in a state of limbo where she had to constantly rely on him. But eventually, when it got towards the end, he had to rely on her, in my opinion.
Yeah, and what blows my mind about this is, let's also remember, like we said, when he turned his back on Brett, Scotty was literally in the house a week prior and told him that the Hive has 5 votes. They're voting at the block. They love Casey. Then they hate Angela. They hate Angela the most, and then they hate Brett and Tyler at a tie. So if they like Casey the best, why are you keeping Casey and backstabbing Brett, who would like literally be a jury vote for you anyway, along with Casey being a jury vote with you anyway, and you could be in final 5 with Sam, JC, Angela, who will never win a jury vote, and Brett. That's your final 5. That HOH, you have your girlfriend winning. You're not going home. The next week, you have JC winning. You're not going home. And Casey isn't even there to win that final 4 veto.
Nope.
And you're still not going home.
And I think he threw that final 4 veto, by the way.
I do too.
100%. And see, that's my problem with his game. You feel me? You overly manage everything because you're a control freak through the beginning and middle, and then at the end you try to let go and then go, okay, cruise control. No, you got to keep your hands on the wheel and you got to keep controlling it. Otherwise, people can create a narrative in their head like, oh, look at KC, she came on late.
Honestly,
you should have been cruise control at the beginning.
I don't even think it's the cruise control thing. I think it's simply that he freaking behind closed doors wants to play this like whole behind the scenes puppet master game. But when it comes to being confronted with something, he doesn't have the balls to say anything to anyone's face.
He doesn't. And see, that's exactly why, man, I hope somebody post something on the internet, like some after party, just showing him and Swaggy just politicking for a second. And I would love to see what energy Tyler gives off. Because even though you got 75,000, I'd argue the richer man is Swaggy. You feel it, dig me? Like, I believe wealth is a state of mind. And I believe he's the wealthiest motherfucker walking out of that game because of the move he pulled off, which wasn't even really a game move, but it took some game to pull it off. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like he's the one who's walking out of here with more than just 75,000. Whereas Tyler, okay, that's gonna get taxed. It's probably gonna be down to what, 40K, and he's lonely, and he's not even gonna want Angela because he's gonna have women that are after him because he got money. So Tyler's gonna be in a position of constant limbo, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, he could have played a different game, but I think him wasting all that time with that showman's bullshit, I think that, even though I will admit that that was fake, at the same time, though, I think all of the extra energy he devoted to it to give production something for television, it took his mind a little bit off the prize to the point where KC was able to take advantage. And that's just what it is. In some ways, it's funny. The pregame alliance that was designed to rig the game for Tyler to be unstoppable is the exact same thing that led to him being someone who couldn't win the game ever because of it, you know? And I feel like if he goes to the end with someone that isn't in his pregame alliance, I think he has more of a killer instinct in that final speech phase too. I didn't see the killer instinct out of Tyler. I saw a guy who was, you know, at the end of the day, whoever wins, I'm not that mad. Like, it almost felt like him and Casey had a deal that they're splitting whoever wins the 500K, because they weren't really, in their speeches, they weren't really undercutting each other. Like, usually people fight for that money at the end. They say, even Josh fought for the money at the end. You know, Paris fought for that money at the end versus Kayla. You know, with these two, it's like the most lackadaisical, monotonous, bored.
I think Tyler really believed he was going to win. I remember when he was HOH 2 weeks ago, when he did his like HOH questions, one of the questions was, are you nervous about a bitter jury? And he was like, no, not at all. I think my jury management is great. I'm definitely not worried about it. But like, I don't think he saw any of this coming. I don't think that he saw Sam. I think Sam was the worst one. Because you can see ever since.
Oh, she was visibly mad.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, ever since she left the house, she has just looked humiliated. I think she feels used.
And is it just me, or does Sam have the roughest, most strong, most intimidating kneecaps I've ever seen? I mean, damn. Them shits look like they was mean mugging me through my TV screen. Let me stop, though. Let me stop. All right, we got another question, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a quick way for me to segue real quick. We got a question from Rod. Now, this is a pretty softball of a question, but I'm just going to throw it at y'all. Do you think the social, and 3 questions left, ladies and gentlemen, so get them ready. Do you think the social game is more important now than being a comp beast, especially with the way the last 2 seasons have went?
Yes.
Yeah, it's always been. Dr. Will hasn't won a damn thing ever.
Exactly. Being a comp beast doesn't mean anything.
To be honest, you can't really name a comp beast that has won the game, can you?
I mean, even on Survivor, Colby was a comp beast and lost to Tina.
But yeah, who was a comp beast that won the game? Rachel, maybe?
That's about it.
But Dr. Will made a valid point tonight about what do you do with those comp wins.
Exactly. If you're just winning to keep you and your man safe, like, that's not really you doing a great move.
Yeah,
it's just you keeping yourself safe.
And what I love about what Haley said in response to Dr. Will saying that, because someone, I think it was Angela said, yeah, Casey, Casey won all of these vetoes, but she did nothing with them. And what's her face? Fucking what is her name? Haley. Haley was like, yeah, because she was in your alliance. If she did use them, one of you would be gone over the other people that weren't in her alliance, because they would have voted y'all out. So it didn't benefit her to use them on people that aren't in her alliance. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would Casey use the veto on Haley or Fessy?
Yeah, Casey won the game. I can't really say she could have done anything better. She won it. But in terms of Tyler, man, it's funny. Like, I thought I would be like so happy to see this man lose, but in reality, I'm mad now because I gotta see this motherfucker next year.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And now that we know it's coming, like it's so telegraphed at this point. I mean, they're slobbing this man down. But see, someone just asked the question. A perfect segue here. if Tyler plays again and comes back for BB21, this is a mixture of Son of Shango's question and King Ubong. Do we stop watching altogether? Do we cancel the season if Tyler's back?
No, because I don't think he's going to even last long.
I think too many people are too nervous about being like that atrocious BB19 season. I think if Tyler comes back, he will have a very, very, very hard time. Like, he actually will be a Frank, and he'll be gone. And he'll come right back in after he's evicted and wins a battle back, and then he'll just go right back out. And that's another thing about Tyler's game. You just said, like Dr. Will said, when you won those competitions, what did you do with them? Tyler won, 3 HOHs? Okay, so he got rid of the old man. Then
he got rid of Brett.
He got rid of Scotty next, who literally, Scotty just got back in the house and told Scotty.
And he got rid of Brett. So he only got rid of men.
Yeah, he got rid of Scotty, who was a jury vote for him, which cost him to lose a jury vote. And then Brett, someone who I don't know if he could have beaten Brett, but someone who could have done the dirty work for him, such as taking out Sam. And
you know what? Now that I think about it, is this the first ever season where a woman got out a woman and a man got out a man every single week?
Maybe.
Probably.
Well, no, because JC's week, technically Angela went, so I guess that broke it.
Yeah.
But up until then, it felt like it was literally just people self-hating their own sex. Like, like, damn. Like, this is like the challenge or some shit.
All the guys were leaving.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when there was like 4 guys to like 7 women or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and it ended up being 2 guys versus 1 woman at the end, and the woman pulled it out. So kudos to her. But there is a second part to this question that essentially says, what would it take for Tyler to win if he played a second time?
He would have
change
to
his whole game.
Yeah, he would have to actually show a human side to him that he did not show at all this season. This season, all he cared about was basically making good TV and hiding behind everyone, and basically hiding behind everyone and not having the balls or courage to tell people to their face what was happening. Instead, he had to blindside them because he didn't want to feel uncomfortable, and yet he not only blindsided these people, but he left them really feeling humiliated. And like Bailey even said when she was leaving that week after her house meeting, one thing that she said that stuck out when she was screaming at Tyler was, "You have made my life hell this week." That's someone that's not going to give you a $500,000, especially in that house where, and I feel like people don't realize this, your mindset in that house is completely different than your mindset when you're at home watching it. Because in that house, you're away from your family for 3 months. You're away from your family. You're away from your friends. You can't eat the type of food you want. You can't sleep in your own bed. You're literally going through a emotional and psychological challenge on your own. So in order to not take things personally, you have to it's impossible. It's impossible not to. So I think for him to win, he needs to actually show that he has a human side and that he actually cares about these people. Because I think these people felt the way that the people on Survivor All-Stars felt about Rob Mariano. They basically felt like he was using them as stepping stones to get to $500,000 and never really cared about them in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it got to a point where Survivor had to rig a season for Rob with a whole bunch of actors. Let's just call a spade, but that's neither here nor there. But they also asked, King Ubong also asked, do you think it'll take him to be the only vet or to have multiple vets in his season for him to win?
I'm
leaning towards multiple.
I don't see him winning. Ever.
Yeah, I don't think he can win at this point. I think there's a legit stigma when you lose on finale night. Then it's gonna haunt you.
Well,
I think it's just gonna haunt you.
You mean multiples, as in an all-stars, or half newbie, half vet?
Maybe 4 vets 12 newbies.
No, he'll be the first vet to go probably.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. All right. So if it's half and half, you think he's the first vet still? Like on BB Can 5?
If it were me and it's half and half, let's say the half and half is like Tyler, Brett, we got to throw in someone from Falte, so probably like Haley, and then I don't freaking know, like Jeff or Jordan or someone. No, I'm sorry, Donnie and whoever else from like seasons 10 through 20. If it's me, the two people I would want out first would be first Tyler, then Vanessa. The reason I say Tyler is because watching him on feed, he literally lies about everything. You like, it's hard to tell what's genuine and what he's doing behind your back. At least,
so you would target the guy who's incapable of crying and the girl who can't stop crying back to back. That's pretty smart. Both sides of the pendulum.
Third person I would get rid of is Haley because one, you can tell the DR likes her, and two, there's no fucking way I'm leaving Haley in the house when she's so passive with her game and she doesn't speak up. That can affect my game, so no, she's got to go.
Yeah, you right on that. I mean, at the end of the day, I would be very wary of Tyler based off of the information we all have now. As soon as I see him, if they were to cast me on the season and I see Swaggy C versus Tyler, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm instigating shit like early in the game because I need one of these mugs to go. Now, I'd prefer Tyler go first, but and see, my thing is, like I said earlier, CBS. If y'all gonna have a Tyler versus Swaggy season, coach, we ain't trying to see no rerun clip of Tyler outlasting Swaggy again. Y'all better put everything y'all can into letting this black man succeed. Now, do I want him to succeed over me? Hell no. But I want him to at least succeed over him. You feel it, dig me? Because that lets me know I'm in good now. I actually got a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they letting the brother shine this season. This the right season for me. That's how I'd be. But yeah, but all in all, you know, I think the game can come back from this if we have a good Big Brother Celebrity season. I am worried, though, because we just had Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. I have a feeling they're going to look for another buffoon. Please don't give us another buffoon. I don't know when they're going to leak that cast. It's probably not going to be till like November or so. But please don't give us no buffoons, coach. But you know what? I wouldn't have a problem with Omarosa hosting Big Brother if it can be Arissa Cox, to be honest with you. Because I think people would tune in and she would probably bring in a whole different demographic. And before you know it, the show's popping. You know what I'm saying? Because we already bring in an MTV crowd. You know, now you add the CNN, CSNBC crowd, and them motherfuckers. Oh, it's going to be lit. You know what I mean? Once you start mixing the politicians in with some of this shit, you got a lot of powerful people watching. Go ahead.
Great question. So we have the BB20 final three, which was JC, JC, Casey, and Tyler. And then you have the BB Can 3 final three, Godfrey, Sarah, and Ashley. Is that her name? Who is in that scenario? Who's Godfrey?
Godfrey's Casey. I hate to say it, but Godfrey's Casey. Fell asleep for half the game and then said, hey, I'm going to start winning shit at the end. I mean, that's what it is, in my opinion. And then Ashley, ooh, who would Ashley be?
Ashley would be JC and Sarah would be Tyler, only for the simple fact that production helps.
Ashley has to be JC. You're right. I mean, it's a terrible comparison, but
I would say Tyler is Godfrey because some of those twists in BB Can 3 kind of helped Godfrey as well. It didn't help him near as much as it helped Sarah, but it kind of helped him too.
Yeah, it helped him indirectly. You're right.
Yeah, I would say Tyler. If you do the John, Netta, and Sabrina one,
Sabrina's clearly JC.
Yeah.
That shit over with. You feel it, dig me? But you know, I think Tyler's definitely gonna be on that Netta shit. You know what I'm saying? The robbed king. You know, they gonna be treating this motherfucker like sucking at the teat. You know, they gonna be thirsty as hell. You know, to dig ride Tyler for a few weeks. You know, but as long as we got the people that's gonna hold people accountable, like Tyler, man, we know the truth, man. We know that Swaggy made you feel a little bit inferior, bro. You had an inferiority complex around that brother. You know, it's just that simple. That brother could have been reading. And see, this is my thing. I feel like if Swaggy would have been replaced by Howard from BB15, I still think Howard goes home second because we've seen Howard in a season, even though granted his season was very racist, but I just feel like it doesn't matter who the black man is, when it's time to have that mom mentality against that man, oh, it's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do. I truly believe that. I believe once that ball goes rolling, there's nothing you can do.
I think Swaggy would go home before Howard because Howard isn't annoying. Swaggy's annoying.
Yeah, but Howard is extra swole, so Tyler is gonna be intimidated by that.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Tyler knows that.
I don't like the fact that the girls like to look at him reading Bible.
Tyler kept Brett in the game for a long time. I think Tyler knows that being swole is a disadvantage in this game because, for example, in those endurance competitions, you can't hold yourself up.
Yeah, but Brett was like a.
Brett was like Howie now. Brett got back. I'm sorry.
Brett is like a dude with muscle that don't know how to use it. Like I'll put it this way. Like Brett is one of those dudes you could tell he be at the gym, he'd be lifting, but if we ever run a game of pickup anything, he'd be trash. Like some people they got the body, but they don't really have the coordination.
Yeah.
Like and they're a little stiff. You know, I think, and that's what people say about LeBron. They say the reason why he has back problems because he's a little too stiff. He's a little too robotic, too muscular. Yep. So he don't have that flexibility. You know, that's why most people like tell you in sports now to just be as lean as possible. Don't focus on all that extra weight, extra muscle and whatnot. But that's a little off topic. But all in all, though, I truly believe at the end of the day, you give any black person, woman, man, you give them that heaven or hell twist, they're fucked. I'm not going to try to bring that back up, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, you could be Howard, you still get fucked up. You could be Ali and be comfortable on nothing but white folks, you could get fucked up. You can be Keith. I mean, that motherfucker was a first boot and he didn't even do nothing. All he did was I think Evil Dick explained it as Evil Dick knew that he had to target him because he wasn't sharing information with him or something, or he was acting nervous around him.
Regulators or whatever that newbie alliance was.
Yeah, it was something that happened that made Evil Dick go, yeah, this guy has to go first.
Yeah, he was like the head of the regulators, and he was all over Portia, so he was becoming a duo. And he like wouldn't make eye contact with Evil Dick. So basically he was Swaggy. So if you're gonna be a black guy and play Big Brother, be super, super social and lovable like a Wendell. And don't talk. This is what Swaggy does that turns people off. He talks too much about himself rather than the other person. You can tell by his Twitter post. That feel good. Go read Swaggy. If you're listening to this, if you go back on Big Brother by some miracle, go get the book How to Make Friends and Influence People. You need it.
Okay, we've got another question, ladies and gentlemen. No, we won't be covering Glass House, by the way. I'm a firm believer in let that shit get a season under his belt and not get canceled before I start ranting about it. I don't want to waste my time with some shit no one's going to care about. Miles Cage asks the question, how's Julie going to lie at the end of this episode and say that the season was great and that everyone loved it? This season was boring since Jury. Do you guys believe that this is the best season in years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than OTT?
Yeah, I didn't like OTT.
I loved OTT. I don't know. I liked OTT, man. It had Justin. It had the fact that you could watch stuff behind it. See, I like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the fourth wall was broken. You know what I'm saying? So I could see how the sausage was made. Yeah, I mean, America, I mean, honestly, I thought it was cool the fact that the one time that the super fans had control over the game, because for the most part, the majority of people that was watching it was super fans because it took all access to watch.
Yeah.
But the reason why I liked it so much is because the super fans finally got to control something and we weren't irresponsible. We went out of our way to take one out from this side. We actually played the JC game for them on OTT. You know, we'll take one guy out on this side, one girl out on this side, one girl out on this side, one guy out on that side, and I thought it was great.
Beg America for shit. I was like, come on.
Yeah, that's the one part. But I mean, you got that one dude. What was that dude's name that went out first? Oh, fuck y'all.
Cornbread.
See, shit like that you wouldn't see on TV. They blur that shit up, man. They let you hear that shit. And then they had those daily recaps and shit. Like, I thought that shit was neat. Like, I really did like it. I think that's always going to be a top 5 season for me, just because it was a season that showed me how the sausage was made. And to see all of these people have to change their games based off the fact that people are watching them even during their DRs. Like, that was crazy to see all of these people change the way they talk to the DR now because they know they're being watched. I mean, that's a whole nother level of privacy invading. And I truly believe if we would have had these same permissions to do this during this season, I think Tyler doesn't have the heart to play this way. I think KC maybe she instead of saying let's go, maybe she actually does something to flip on her people earlier because she wants America to vote for her to win. You know, all these things are questions. I definitely, bro. Thank you so much for coming through, my brother B, man. Hey, let them know your social media information and everything and where they can follow you at, fam.
They can follow me on BMF Fluellen on Twitter. BM Fluellen1 on Twitter.
The number one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Brandon, man, a lot of people have been hitting me up like, hey man, this guy Brandon need to start his own YouTube. We feeling his opinion, man. I'm just throwing it out there, man. You know, I think you could be successful out here in these streets. I know you're busy enough, but you know what I'm saying? Did someone leave already?
Yeah, I think Raven left.
Oh damn, Raven! Can motherfuckers ask you for your information? Goddamn, coach. She like, I don't want no one to know. I don't want no one. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming through for the 30th Rant, a swagged out finale. I mean, what a way to end it with a bang. You know, we the first question we took lasted like 30 minutes of debating. So if any of y'all missed that first part of the question segment, go back and watch it. Because me, Brandon, and Raven were debating if Swaggy was the reason for why he went out, or was the twist the reason why he went out. And man, that was a great debate right there. I feel like we were shooting hot takes at each other, you know, friendly fire, you know, nothing that was fatal shot or nothing, but it was pretty lit though. But a special thanks to Brandon for coming through. Special thanks to Raven for coming through. All right, though, bro. Have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And special shout outs to the Mighty Mods for coming through and holding me down as always. I truly appreciate the sacrifice that you all have made. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff just got a little jank on my end. I ain't know what to do. Eventually, they was like, hey, man, use your cell phone. I'm like, bet. I forgot we had technology in our pocket. So that's how it all unfolded. But yeah, man, if y'all could, please like, share, and subscribe. And on the right side of my channel's page, I believe it's on this side that you're looking at, please click on that bell so you could be here with the most lit live chat in Big Brother 20 history, bar none. Well, I guess now it's going to be Celebrity Big Brother history. And yes, I will be returning, ladies and gentlemen, for Celebrity Big Brother. So when that starts back up somewhere in December or January, you guys will get a full dosage of me. Now, it's only going to last probably 3 weeks like last time, but you guys know how I gets down. But other than that, is there any other thing I wanted to give you guys an update on? Not really. But yeah, so man, this could have been better. You know, there were some ups, there were some downs. You know, there was a time where the season was at an all-time high where you felt the smoke. You know, you felt the carbon monoxide creep up to critical levels. And somewhere along the way, the beta male behavior of production just cockblocked us. You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? And it's fucked up, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, if it was up to me, we would have kept shit popping the way it was popping. You know, these guys went out of their way in Big Brother 16 to save Zach when he almost got shitted on by Devin. anything to screw the black man over. Then this time, when they have a bigger asset than Zach ever was, they decide not to save him because he's a black man being targeted by a white man. So it just goes to show the black guy gets hosed whether he's the victim of the move or he's the one trying to pull off the move. He will get screwed over regardless. And that's really the thought process that I want to leave y'all with. But other than that, yeah, fuck Reddit. Reddit be bullshitting. I only fuck with they streams over there. But I don't really get none of that shit. No pick of Dave, right? Huh? What's going on? White supremacy on Reddit. Swaggy proposing is the end of the world. What? Oh, okay. So it ain't nothing crazy going on. I was just no pick, Dave. There it is. Huh? Why are they talking about picks? Y'all throwing me off. But anyway, I can't believe we made it to 30 rants this season, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely raised the bar like I told y'all I would, man. I called my shot and I hit it. But at the end of the day, man, I'm Dave Smith. This is Recency Bias Radio where no one is safe from criticism. And I'll see y'all on Celebrity Big Brother US 2, baby. And I'm out of here. Deuces.